Chapter 207. Xiaofan started his killing spree. He first slaughtered the crown prince of Mount Lingshan, and then destroyed the farmland. He ignored the rules. Yunrong, are you okay? After killing the two, Xiaofan pulled Xiao Yunrong behind him. Xiao Yunrong looked at Xiaofan in a dazed and infatuated manner. This kind of powerful and domineering strength, as well as the spirit of disregarding the rules, caused her to be captivated and deeply immersed. What? He actually dared to kill people. Zhang Sun Wuhan was frightened out of his wits watching from the side. Xiaofan, this person, was really too cruel. He dared to go against the world. He killed people just like that. His expression didn't change. Xiaofan. How dare you trample on the rules of the Hex trial? How dare you? Zhang Sun Wuhan trembled. Even his soul was stunned by Xiaofan's murderous aura. His fair and handsome face became extremely twisted and ashen, and his eyes were filled with fear. Rules? What rules? Xiaofan's aura became more and more arrogant and fierce. The rules forbid killing? What an idiot. Zhang Sun Wuhan, you're just an insect under the rules. How dare you talk about rules with me? Xiaofan naturally ignored the rules. He killed Demon Emperor Qing Lin and gained 100,000 points. After a month, he could easily pass the test and become a Hex hero. He also had a lot of points. With the points in hand, Xiaofan completely ignored the rules. All the enemies were killed. He crushed them with great force. Xiaofan. You. The young man in white from the Hex hero region was calm a moment ago, but now his expression changed. He thought that there were 32 experts on his side. They could easily kill Xiaofan, completely binding and suppressing him, causing Xiaofan to not dare to act blindly without thinking. But who would have thought that under their threat, Xiaofan's state of mind would not be affected at all, and he would explode forth with killing intent. This was truly unrestrained. Now, all the geniuses from the Devil Hero region were enraged. They each prepared their ultimate moves and launched their strongest attacks. They wanted to injure Xiaofan, cripple him, and break his tendons. Then, they would bring him back for Garen to kill. Oh! The purple-clothed girl from the Demon Hero region walked out from the stamen of the flower. With a single thought, flowers bloomed, and the world was covered in snow. He said indifferently. Xiaofan, are you just going to throw caution to the wind? I get it now. It's because your opponent is our senior brother, Garen. He's an invincible figure who has the qualities to become an immortal. You know that you're no match for him and that it's impossible for you to become a demon hero. Instead, you'll be killed by him. So, you've decided to go all out and give up on yourself. Right now, you're completely a mad dog. However, it doesn't matter. Aphids like the Crown Prince of Lingshan and Tian Yuan are insignificant. If they die, so be it. It won't affect us. Now, you can be executed. Xiaofan was not angry at all after hearing the girl's insults. Instead, he remained calm and smiled. You said I'm a mad dog? Ha ha ha, bitch. You are a bitch. Now, I'm going to trample all of you arrogant, self-proclaimed geniuses under my feet. Ravage you. I'll make you hover between life and death. You're about to die. Hearing Xiaofan's insults, the purple-clothed girl was enraged. Her 3 corpses jumped up, and a peony the size of several acres rose up from her body. Her true energy surged, illuminating the 9 prefectures for all eternity. Get ready. A green-clothed young man with sword chi surging all over his body and every acupoint emitted a holy light. He stood in position and raised his aura to the peak. Soon, more than 30 experts from the Wuxia region stood in position and prepared to attack. They were going to defeat Xiaofan in one fell swoop. It was as if a group of supreme experts of the human race had surrounded a demon and were about to join forces to kill it. Outside the area, Chen Shifeng and Leng Ruyu had already arrived and were watching from afar. Oh no! Those young people from the Wuxia region have surrounded Xiaofan. This is bad. Xiaofan has already obtained 100,000 points from killing Demon Emperor Qinglin. He doesn't have to be afraid of anything anymore. He can kill anyone he wants and do as he pleases. Leng Ruyu's expression changed drastically. Dozens of geniuses are going to be destroyed. What should we do? Shifeng, what should we do now? Chen Shifeng's expression was indifferent. Ruyu, we can't do anything. No matter what happens during the assessment, we can't interfere. This rule can't be broken. As for today's massacre, those young people from the Wuxia region asked for it. They came to deal with Xiaofan and were killed instead. They deserved it because they were not as skilled as Xiaofan. Since ancient times, the winner is king and the loser is the bandit. It's natural selection. I don't think it's a pity for them to die because Xiaofan is stronger than them. Apart from Chen Shifeng and Leng Ruyu, there were also a large number of senior Wuxia who were in charge of monitoring the assessment. The old woman who was in charge of monitoring Xiaofan smiled. These young people don't understand the situation at all. Xiaofan can even kill demon monarch Qinglin. Why should he be afraid of their attack? It seems that Xiaofan is going to start a massacre. Oh no! This is no different from destroying the assessment. An old man frowned and said. After a pause, he continued. Think about it, the higher-ups never imagined that a participant would be able to single-handedly wipe out a whole group of participants in this trial. If Xiaofan killed this group of geniuses from the Wuxia region, then the hunting targets of these geniuses would also lose the possibility of competing for the minimum 10,000 points. They would also be eliminated. This was the butterfly effect, which could affect the whole situation. It's very likely that the selection test will be completely meaningless because of Xiaofan alone. What should we do? Should we stop him from killing? No. Said an old man, whose eyes had suns and moons in them, whose magical symbols were like lightning, and who had a world of lightning brewing between his brows. His voice rumbled like thunder, and it was boundlessly dignified. We can't interrupt the assessment. Moreover, there's no written rule that the participants can't kill. Xiaofan killed demon monarch Qinglin and obtained a large number of points. That's why he has the capital to ignore the rules. He earned all these points and it's reasonable. If we stop him, it'll be unfair to Xiaofan. How about this, I'll personally report it to the higher-ups and see if they can change the rules of the fourth stage of the assessment. I think, the setting of this assessment. There are some loopholes. There are no loopholes in the assessment itself. It's a real loophole. It's Xiaofan. The old woman was moved. The first one to attack Xiaofan. It was the purple-clothed girl who looked like she was born from the pistil of a flower and was full of spiritual qi. True qi surged from her body and condensed into a peony the size of a few acres in the sky. As she breathed, the peony began to shrink and became the size of a water tank. However, the light it gave off was even more dazzling. It shone for 100 miles and produced a huge suction force. It seemed to condense the void in the area where Xiaofan was. Almost instantly, the air where Xiaofan was turned into a mountain, into steel and mercury. It was very heavy and pressed in all directions. It was about to suppress Xiaofan's flesh shell and seriously injure him. His cultivation base would be destroyed. Xiaofan's body did not move at all. His whole body shone brightly. The indestructible golden body surged and the starlight of extinction was brewing to resist the purple-clothed girl's attack. Forget it. I don't want to waste time talking to them. Let's finish this quickly. Xiaofan thought. The next moment. Boom! On Xiaofan's left arm, the demonic monarch's palm tattoo was activated. In an instant, the demonic monarch's palm shot out. After awakening 40,000 demon veins, the demon monarch's palm was as big as a mountain ridge. The entire palm was crystal clear, as if it was carved out of jade. The lines were smooth and perfect, and within the palm, there were tens of thousands of pure demon veins rolling. Endless demonic hymns were released in an instant. It was as if countless demons were chanting devoutly from a faraway demon kingdom. The demonic hymns entered one's mind and destroyed one's liver and intestines. A terrifying demonic wind started to sweep. The pressure of a demonic emperor was able to shake one's soul and forcefully suppress it. Everyone involuntarily prostrated themselves like a toad. Die! Xiaofan shouted. The demonic monarch's palm covered the purple-clothed girl's face. A force of 4 million cauldrons contained a terrifying demonic sound and a shocking demonic chi. Space exploded in an instant. The airflow in the surroundings became chaotic and collapsed. Signs of withering could be seen everywhere, with no signs of life. Everything that had happened yesterday and today had all been destroyed. Bang! In less than a tenth of a breath's time, the peony, together with the purple-robed girl, was smashed into smithereens. She did not even have the chance to resist or struggle. Even the spiritual stones, manuals, herbs, and books that had burst out from her true meridians were smashed into smithereens. Ah! Junior sister! Junior sister! Evil thief! How dare you kill junior sister? The people from the Devil Xia region howled. All of them were scared out of their wits. Their eyes were so wide open that their eye sockets were about to burst and blood was flowing down. They saw Xiaofan kill them with their own eyes. In the second stage, no one saw how Xiaofan killed the people from the Devil Xia region. They only saw the names on the ranking list turn dim. In the end, they deduced that Xiaofan was the real murderer through the red card. In the third stage, Xiaofan did not kill Shangguan Linger directly. Therefore, they did not know about Xiaofan's brutality and killing methods. But today, they saw it with their own eyes. Ha ha ha. Killing one is killing, killing two is also killing. Kill them all. Die. Xiaofan moved his mind again. The demon the arch palm turned slightly, and the space exploded. The demonic light was like the sea, the demonic aura was like the tide, and thousands of giant elephants were galloping in the sky. The young man in white was smashed into pieces and died without a whole corpse. Ah! Kill! Kill him! Don't worry about anything anymore. Kill him directly. Kill him. This person has already entered the demon Dao. Kill him. Xiaofan killed the people from the Devil Xia region again and again, which made them crazy. They attacked Xiaofan recklessly and used their ultimate skills. All kinds of true qi rushed towards Xiaofan like a tide. Xiaofan activated the indestructible golden body with all his strength to resist the enemy's attack. His mind did not stop. The demon the arch palm struck out again and again, destroying everything. Boom! As the palm came down, the whole sky was filled with demonic clouds and demonic songs. It was earth-shattering and earth-shaking. Several ultimate sword chi and saber lights were shattered. The demon the arch palm slapped in the air, tearing the void in all directions and exploding continuously. A total of 5 geniuses from the Devil Xia region were smashed into meat paste. Xiaofan took a step forward and the wind and clouds surged. The demon the arch palm struck out again and again. Thunder rumbled and all the air exploded at the same time. The ground cracked inch by inch and cracks appeared in the sky. The demon the arch palm casually moved, causing the void to collapse and the mountains and rivers to collapse. The geniuses of the Devil Xia region died a violent death. They were smashed and scattered in all directions like gravel. Ah! Why is it like this? Why is he so overbearing and cruel that we can't resist him? Ah! Don't kill me. I've given in. I won't be your enemy anymore. Why did I die here? My masters once said that I'm talented and have great luck in my life. Although I won't be able to surpass eldest senior brother in the future, I'll definitely be famous. Why did I die here? It's so tragic. Pft. 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 One by one, the geniuses of the Devil Hero region exploded. The sky was filled with dazzling lights that were like fireworks. That was the final glory of their lives at the end of their lives. It was gone in a flash, and they would fall forever. Xiaofan was bathed in the demonic wind and demonic light with an indifferent expression. His body seemed to have become taller and bigger, covering the sky and the sun. He pointed at the sky and stomped on the ground like the king of hell who walked in the world and harvested lives. He was almost invincible. Ah! Demon! I'll fight you to the death. A young man in a green robe coughed out blood continuously. His arms suddenly exploded and his attack power increased by a few times. He was actually mutilating his body and destroying his true acupoints in order to kill Xiaofan forcefully. Fight you to the death? Just you? Xiaofan sneered and clenched the demon the arch palm. Demonic chi drowned and evaporated everything and crushed the young man in a green robe into powder. After an unknown period of time, Xiaofan finally withdrew the demonic emperor's palm. The surroundings were quiet like a ghost town. A total of 32 geniuses of the Devil Xia region had been smashed by Xiaofan. No one survived, and no one was spared. They were all smashed and died. Moreover, there were no complete corpses. The ground was full of corpse powder. Xiaofan had the indestructible golden body and a strong flesh shell for defense, and the demon the arch palm for attack. He was like a tiger in a flock of sheep, a lion fighting a rabbit. Ha 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 ha! Zhang Sun Wuhan was dumbfounded and did not attack Xiaofan. His willpower had already collapsed. At this moment, a gurgling sound burst out from his throat. In his eyes, there was no longer any pride and conceit left. He looked at Xiaofan in a daze as if he was looking at a demon god. His knees were weak. Xiaofan, you. Kneel, Xiaofan said indifferently. Plop, Zhang Sun Wuhan knelt on the ground almost without thinking. Boss. Fatty Zhu released the restraint and rushed over. His face was full of shock and admiration. Boss, you're too fierce. Just now, you killed these guys as if you were swatting flies. You're really unparalleled. Invincible in the world. Xiaofan, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I was really wrong. Your battle prowess is already invincible under the 6th level of true chi. No one can contend against you, even Garen would have to concede defeat. I was wrong. I shouldn't have kidnapped your friend, Fatty Zhu. Please let me live. Zhang Sun Wuhan was trembling non-stop as he wailed in grief. Xiaofan pondered for a moment and said indifferently. Aren't you very handsome? Aren't you very cool? Sorry? If saying sorry was useful, then there would be no dead people in this world. Bang! Xiaofan activated the demon the arch palm again. With a slap, Zhang Sun Wuhan was torn into pieces and his whole body exploded. To be continued. Chapter 208. Xiaofan defeated all 32 geniuses from the Devil Hero region. His methods were so cruel that it made people's hair stand on end. Xiao Yunrong and Fatty Zhu were both shocked. Alright, Yunrong, Fatty, let's leave this place for now. After the massacre, Xiaofan quickly returned to his usual calmness, as still as the moon. His almost harmless expression made it difficult for people to associate him with the one-sided massacre just now. Boss. Fatty Zhu licked his lips. Your combat strength seems to have increased by more than several times. Those geniuses of the hero region are definitely not weak, but in front of you, boss, they are almost powerless to fight back. They can only wait for death. You're too ferocious. You're simply a peerless ferocious person who dominates the world. Let's go. Don't talk nonsense, Xiaofan scolded with a smile. He led Xiao Yunrong and Fatty Zhu out of the desolate suburbs and walked straight to the bustling street. I once heard from senior brother Xiao Mingchu that once a cultivator reaches the 6th level of true qi, they will begin to expand their acupoints and enter a truly new realm, opening up a new world. From then on, their combat strength will be extraordinary and they will suddenly rise. Xiaofan pondered for a moment. None of the contestants who participated in this year's Wuxia trial can reach the 6th level of true qi. Even Garen is only at the 5th level of true qi, so I must not be complacent. You have to know that there is always someone better than you. If you are blinded by a leaf, you will be courting death. Boss, there is indeed a watershed between the 5th and 6th level of true qi. It cannot be mentioned in the same breath. But your combat strength is absolutely invincible below the 6th level of true qi. Your target is Garen. Now, Garen. It's best to dig a hole and bury yourself. Otherwise, you will definitely beat him to death. Fatty Zhu said with great interest. Garen is unfathomable. I won't naively think that the other good-for-nothings from the Wuxia region can be compared to Garen. Xiaofan licked his lips, his attitude was also very cautious. However, Xiaofan had Demon Emperor Qing Lin's natal demon technique, the world-destroying demon blade. In fact, he was not afraid of Garen. He was not blindly arrogant, but he would not belittle himself either. Subconsciously, he was also looking forward to fighting with Garen. Oh, no! Xiao Yunrong suddenly exclaimed in a low voice and turned pale. Xiaofan! You killed so many people. Tens of thousands of points will be deducted. Then how will you pass the test? Now, even if you can kill Garen, you'll only earn 10,000 points. You can't even make ends meet. Heh! Xiaofan smiled noncommittally. Yunrong, let's not talk about points for now. Wait till I kill Garen first. He was not prepared to reveal the fact that he had killed Demon Emperor Qinglin and gained 100,000 points. He would keep it a secret for the time being. In the battle just now, Xiaofan had killed the Crown Prince of Lingshan. Tian Yuan, Zhangsun Wuhan, and a group of geniuses from the Devil Hero region, a total of 35 people. 35,000 points were deducted. However, Xiaofan was steady. With 100,000 points in hand, he allowed himself to be deducted as he pleased. He was neither arrogant nor rash, and it was not a big deal. Xiaofan changed the topic. Yunrong, your target is the eastern region's Tang Feipeng. Fatty, you must hunt down the great wilderness Azure Dragon Crown Prince. Now, what are you going to do? Xiao Yunrong and Fatty Zhu were both stunned. To be honest, they did not have the strength to hunt down their respective opponents. Moreover, Fatty Zhu's aura was weak and he was seriously injured. He was even more unable to compete with the Azure Dragon Crown Prince. Sigh. Boss, Fatty was chased by Zhangsun Wuhan yesterday. He broke Fatty's trump card in one move. This has made Fatty a little disheartened. Fatty Zhu said in despair. The Azure Dragon Crown Prince's combat strength is on par with Zhangsun Wuhan's. Moreover, the Azure Dragon Crown Prince mainly uses the strength of his flesh shell to tear the Great One apart. His temperament is much more ferocious than Zhangsun Wuhan's. Boss, Fatty is going to hide now and not be discovered by the Azure Dragon Crown Prince. A month later, when the points are calculated, Fatty will be directly eliminated. Being eliminated is better than being torn apart by the Azure Dragon Crown Prince, right? Xiaofan looked at Fatty Zhu. Fatty, that trump card of yours is indeed powerful, but it has a lot of flaws. Just by looking at it, I will be able to break it. In the future, you will need to practice a few more trump cards and strengthen this trump card of yours, eliminating the flaws and making it perfect and flawless. As for your and Yunrong's hunting targets, I will help you hunt them. Huh. Hearing this, Fatty Zhu and Xiao Yunrong's bodies trembled. They were both overjoyed. Come, let's enter a restaurant and eat to our heart's content. Xiaofan smiled as he led his two companions into a restaurant. I also need to think of a way to find Miss Mo and Senior Sister Hua. Sigh. I wonder how they are doing right now. I hope they are safe and don't get hunted down. In the area where Xiaofan annihilated the many geniuses of the Demon Hero region, Chen Fengchen and Leng Ruyu were still standing there. Too cruel. His methods are so much more domineering than mine back then. Back then, when I participated in the Demon Hero selection competition, I didn't dare to kill people without any taboos. Chen Fengchen's eyes were filled with admiration and admiration. Demon Race Emperor's palm? Leng Ruyu frowned. Fengchen, so Xiaohan's trump card is the Demon Race Emperor's palm. He actually has such a trump card. No wonder he is completely fearless. Although the Demon Race Emperor's palm is broken, it has awakened tens of thousands of demon veins, which is comparable to the lowest level Demon Emperor. Moreover, Ruyu also saw a few Demon Emperor crystals embedded in Xiaohan's Demon Race Emperor's palm. It's unbelievable. How did he refine the Demon Race Emperor's palm and Demon Emperor crystals? Fengchen, you already knew about this, right? You deliberately hid it from Ruyu. She was also a little unhappy. Ha ha ha. Alright, Ruyu, don't lose your temper. Chen Fengchen laughed. In fact, before this, Xiaohan's Demon Race Emperor's palm wasn't as fierce and tyrannical as it was just now. He must have nourished the Demon Race Emperor's palm after killing Demon Emperor Qing Lin, increasing his combat strength. This kid is getting more and more interesting. True body and demon cultivation. Devouring the Demon Emperor's corpse and Demon Emperor crystals to forcefully nourish the Demon Race Emperor's palm in his body. Leng Ruyu suddenly became silent. The nebula in her eyes changed. After a while, she sighed and said, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, it's nothing. Xiaohan is a human. You and I both know this very well. In the future, he will become a demon hero and use the methods of the demon race to hunt demons. Fight poison with poison. This is also not bad. Moreover, he can obtain supreme benefits in the process of hunting demons, nourishing and strengthening his strength. This will be the driving force for him to rise to become an outstanding demon hero. I hope so. Leng Ruyu was still a little worried. I hope he won't go astray. Moreover, his true qi cultivation is only at the 4th stage. He was only at the 4th stage, which was too weak. If he indulges in his flesh shell and demonic techniques, giving up and neglecting his true qi cultivation, he will become useless in the future. Cultivating true qi is the way to become an immortal. These are not things that we should worry about for him. Let's go and see Garen's performance now. Chen Fengchen smiled. I really want to see Garen's expression now. So many of the younger generation of the Demon Hero region have died. Garen must have felt it. Can he still be calm now? Demon Hero Tower. On the 29th floor. What happened? Xiao Mingchu's eyes stared at the announcement. The strongest genius in the East region, Zhangsun Wuhan. His name is Dim and he died. In a short period of time, 32 people of the younger generation of the Demon Hero region have fallen. This matter, is it related to junior brother Xiaohan? It's unlikely. Dongfang Qin's voice also changed. Although junior brother Xiaohan is strong and has made great progress in this time's Demon Hero trial, it's impossible for him to kill 32 geniuses of the Demon Hero region in a row, right? Heaven's Devil Old Man also said with a face of doubt. Maybe it's not Xiaohan who did it. These 32 people had fallen one after another in an extremely short period of time. According to this old man's experience, they should be killed by one person at the same time. That's right. It should be Demon Emperor Qing Lin. Don't forget, in the fourth stage, a Demon Emperor was released. Although Demon Emperor Qing Lin was seriously injured, his world-destroying demon blade was enough to kill all the contestants. It's a pity that we can't enter the examination venue and watch the competition up close. Wu Yu said calmly. It's very likely that Demon Emperor Qing Lin is counterattacking and killing. I hope Xiaofan doesn't encounter Demon Emperor Qing Lin. Fatty Zhu Genglai also expressed his opinion. Fatty, let me say something. The geniuses of the Demon Hero region died one after another. It's unlikely that it was Xiaofan who did it. Let's not talk about whether Xiaofan has the strength to do it or not. The key is that Xiaofan can't kill freely in the assessment. Xiaohan's target is Garen, how can he kill others? That's a deduction of points, right? So it's definitely not Xiaofan who killed them. He can't be so brutal. Demon Hero Tower. An extremely high level. A group of old antiques. Roar. What's going on? Why did 32 disciples die? What's going on? An old antique let out a heart-wrenching howl. It was a little sorrowful. As of this moment, all of the old-timers were leaping to their feet as if they were grieving the death of their parents. They stared at the names on the list, and couldn't believe what they were seeing. The atmosphere was tense and gloomy. Runes intertwined and flashed as if they could explode at any time. Our disciples are all born to be supreme. We have found them from all over the world and trained them from an early age. We don't know how much resources, energy, time, and devotion we have spent on them. Moreover, they are all geniuses themselves. As long as they pass the Devil Hero preliminaries and become Devil Heroes, we will be able to train them better so that they can go a little further and become legendary Devil Heroes and be all-powerful. Why are there so many casualties? Why do they fall one after another? An old antique with the strongest aura was trembling all over. His eyes seemed to be able to see through everything and go deep into the examination hall of the fourth round. Unfortunately, even he was far from qualified to enter the examination hall and observe the assessment. Our disciples' opponents in the fourth round were not as strong as them. Now that 32 of them have died, it's impossible that they were killed by the contestants. They must have encountered Demon Emperor Qing Lin. No one can kill so many of our disciples at once. It must be the counterattack of Demon Emperor Qing Lin before he died. It's okay. It's okay. An old woman said nervously. As long as Garen doesn't die, our training plan will be a success. We trained these young people on our own and were obstructed and opposed. This Demon Hero trial is the time to fight back against the doubts. We originally thought that all 100 disciples could become Demon Heroes and boasted to the outside. We wanted to slap them in the face. But now, more than half of them have died. It seems that we were too blindly confident. But fortunately, we still have Garen. As long as Garen can stand out, all the doubts will be shattered. If Garen can become an immortal in the future, he will definitely fight for our reputation. Garen, you can't let us down. The group of old antiques nodded. Now, it's up to Garen's performance. They subconsciously looked at the announcement. Garen's target is Xiaofan. Xiaofan has murdered a large number of our disciples and has become a barrier for Garen to complete his Buddhist art. Garen will definitely kill Xiaofan at all costs. However, Xiaohan's name is still shining and has never fallen. It seems that Garen is still preparing to kill. Garen is the most dependable disciple. It's a certainty that he will become the Devil Hero. If Garen also dies, then our reputation will be completely ruined. In the future, we won't be able to raise our heads in the Devil Hero Tower. But such a thing will never happen. Garen will not fail. Let's wait for Garen to kill Xiaofan. Garen had become the last straw for these old antiques. To be continued. Chapter 209. In the center of Sunshine City. In the barren land. Demon Qi soared to the sky. This place had been eroded by the fierce and evil demon Qi and turned into a land of demons. Demon mountains and demon plants were everywhere. Moreover, there was a strange space-time door here. It seemed that demons could be teleported here at any time. A large number of demon soldiers and demon generals swarmed over. The heart-wrenching demon sounds were earth-shattering and mournful. However, this place had become a hunting paradise for the contestants. Beams of sword chi, saber light, fist light, and palm wind crisscrossed and killed the demons. True energy rippled out like the sea, as deep as the abyss. Explosions could be heard everywhere, and one demon after another perished. Somewhere in this land of demons, a young man in white sat cross-legged. His head was wrapped with a piece of white cloth. His face was calm, and his eyes were closed. He didn't say a word. It seemed that a transcendent world was brewing in the depths of his heart. He was communicating with this world. The light of salvation bloomed from his body. Bemoaning the state of the universe and pitying mankind, and becoming a Buddha immediately. Among them. Moreover, with his body as the center, a glazed Buddha light was released, purifying the demon Qi in a large area, making the space pure and clean, emitting a refreshing sandalwood fragrance. In this space, there were many sala trees, ashoka trees, jambu trees, auspicious grass, bodhi trees, and many pure and holy lotus flowers. In the breeze, petals were flying. The otherworldly man's mouth was drawn into an elegant smile. Then, a bright and sad expression appeared on his face. All kinds of expressions were otherworldly. Extraordinary and divine. It was Garen. The leader of the younger generation of the Wuxia region. A man with the quality of becoming an immortal. His temperament was like a god worshipped and prayed by mortals. So sacred. But it contained the fear of all living beings. Unattainable. He was above all living beings. Looking down on all living beings. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, spiritual light flashed like meteors. Several men and women of the Wuxia region walked into this holy manor with extremely devout expressions. They looked at Garen and bowed slightly. Senior brother Garen. Garen remained calm. Senior brother Garen, it seems that Demon Emperor Qing Lin left this land of demons. He never returned. Could it be that it took the initiative to attack and kill the participants in the bustling streets of Sunshine City? A young man from the heroic hero region with a handsome face and a fierce temperament said respectfully. Also, senior brother Garen, this land of demons has magical and mysterious fluctuations of spacetime laws. Demon soldiers and demon generals are constantly teleported here from somewhere. They come in one after another and we have to kill them. Senior brother. We defended one side and kept killing the demons, accumulating hundreds of points each. Participants from the Great Desolation, the Eastern Domain, the Northern Domain, and the Western Domain all come here to hunt. If you want to become a vigilante, killing demon generals and demon soldiers here to earn points is just a drop in the bucket. Garen's tone was indifferent. Demon region, demon realm. The realm disciples. Realm warriors of demons. Yes. The geniuses of the Wuxia region nodded. Senior brother Garen, when are you going to hunt down Xiaofan? A girl in a light yellow shirt, the daughter of a humble family, smiled and tried to please Garen. Senior brother Garen, when are you going to hunt Xiaofan? Don't worry. I'm not in a hurry. Garen smiled faintly. His tone was completely that of someone who had everything under his control. Even his life and death were in his hands, and there was no room for resistance. Demon Qi is everywhere here. I've improved by leaps and bounds while comprehending Buddhism. The last barrier of the Buddhist technique is getting weaker and weaker. I can break through it at any time. The fourth stage will last for a month. I'll let Xiaofan live for a few more days. It's a mercy. Congratulations, senior brother. Once your Buddhist technique is complete and you open your eyes, no one below the 6th level of true Qi will be able to compete with you. Senior brother might even be able to fight against a powerhouse at the 6th level of true Qi. The geniuses of the Wuxia region shouted. At this moment, Garen stood up and strolled leisurely through the beautiful manor. He blended in perfectly with the surroundings filled with the Sagara tree and Bodhi tree, completely unaffected by the demonic aura around him. Every move he made seemed to originate from nature. His words were not vulgar, and his feet were free of dust. He was like a beautiful jade and a clear mirror. It was warm, clear, and clean. There were no flaws or loopholes. When the wind and jade stand tall, facing the water to illuminate the flowers, with a raised brow and a smile, the flowers fall like rain. Garen was a genius carefully created by the Creator. He was almost perfect, and no one could compete with him. His junior brothers and junior sisters were all convinced. However, at this moment, Garen's bright and holy face suddenly changed. His tall and slender body shook violently. The space and the manor suddenly became chaotic. Some of the Shara tree, Bodhi tree, auspicious grass, and lotus flowers began to wither and decay. This manor was created by Garen's mental state and state of mind. Once something strange happened in the manor, it meant that Garen's state of mind was in chaos. All of a sudden, Garen's junior brothers and junior sisters looked terrified, and their bodies trembled. There was almost nothing in the world that could make Garen's state of mind chaotic. However, the manor was now in a state of decay. The clear and heaven-like luster was now covered in a horrifying, deathly gray color. This meant that Garen's state of mind was not only chaotic, but extremely chaotic. Senior brother, the muscles at the corners of Garen's eyes kept twitching. Dense beads of sweat appeared on his smooth forehead. This was abnormal. There must be something wrong when something was abnormal. Senior brother Garen, what happened? A few of his junior brothers and sisters shouted in shock. They were also in a state of confusion. Our people died one after another. Garen murmured to himself. The next moment, he sat cross-legged again. Waves of mental energy radiated out with Garen as the center, enveloping and sweeping everywhere. After a few hundred breaths. Garen let out a trembling sound as if he had understood something. Senior brother Garen, you mean, our people, have died again? More deaths and losses? A youth asked in horror. There were 32 junior brothers and sisters. They died a violent death. Their vitality was completely destroyed. Their souls were completely destroyed, Garen said deeply. 32 people? In this area. More and more geniuses from the Fairyland region gathered. They were all shocked when they heard the bad news. It's Demon Monarch Qinglin. It must be Demon Monarch Qinglin. It's too terrifying. Why did Demon Monarch Qinglin find our people? A young girl was about to cry. Senior sister Gu and senior brother Yun sneaked into the bustling area of Sunshine City yesterday to capture Xiaofan and hand him over to senior brother Garen to kill. I didn't expect to encounter Demon Monarch Qinglin. Wu, the young girl, was devastated. She burst into tears. Demon Monarch Qinglin. Demon Monarch Qinglin. Garen's voice became very strange and unusual. The aura of Demon Monarch Qinglin has already dissipated between heaven and earth. In other words, Demon Monarch Qinglin has already been eliminated. The one who killed the junior brothers and sisters is not Demon Monarch Qinglin. It's definitely not, Senior brother. How is this possible? Someone can kill Demon Monarch Qinglin? It's definitely not our batch of contestants. Perhaps, it's some senior demon heroes. Then, who killed our people? A young man screamed. If I'm not wrong, the one who killed Demon Monarch Qinglin is Xiaofan. The one who murdered 32 junior brothers and sisters. It's also Xiaofan. Garen's voice was filled with resentment and hatred. A trace of evil began to appear on his pure and holy face. Evil was an expression that had never appeared on Garen's face before. Now, his expression was gloomy and full of evil intent. It suddenly became very ferocious. The various Buddhist plants in the manor began to wither in large areas. Senior brother. It can't be Xiaofan. It's absolutely impossible. It's impossible for Xiaofan to kill Demon Monarch Qinglin. Even if it was a sneak attack, he wouldn't be able to kill Demon Monarch Qinglin. Moreover, he killed 32 of our people consecutively. It's such a shocking move. He wouldn't dare to do it. He doesn't have the guts to do it. The Buddhist technique barrier that was already loosening suddenly became sturdy. My willpower was like a dragonfly trying to shake a stone pillar. Moreover, I will never be able to reach the complete state of Buddhist technique in this lifetime. Garen's lips curled into an evil and hateful expression. Xiaofan. You're so strong that I can't defeat you. The Buddhist technique barrier is indestructible and it's getting further and further away from me. You're my inner demon. In other words, I will never be able to defeat my inner demon in this lifetime and reach the highest state of Buddhist technique. Hearing this, everyone at the scene kept quiet out of fear. Garen actually admitted that he would never be a match for Xiaofan. It was because he could no longer reach the complete state of Buddhist technique. In fact, the flaw in his Buddhist heart was getting bigger and bigger. The scariest thing was that the Buddhist light on his body was weakening and his cultivation base was starting to regress. Not far away, Chen Fengchen and Leng Ruyu were paying close attention to Garen. *T. Leng Ruyu exclaimed. Garen must have predicted that Xiaofan killed Demon Emperor Qinglin and knew that Xiaofan's combat power had increased tremendously. Garen is no longer a match for Xiaofan now. That's why his invincible Buddhist heart has a huge flaw that can't be fixed. His crystal-clear Buddhist heart has also been tainted with filth and dust. His cultivation base is regressing crazily. It's over. This genius is actually crippled just like that. Not only is Xiaofan a target that Garen must kill, but Xiaofan is also Garen's inner demon. Right now, this inner demon is so strong that Garen can't defeat it and he will never be able to defeat it. Therefore, Garen's Buddha's heart is currently shattered. However, I can sense a very strange and eerie feeling from Garen's body. Chen Fading Wind's eyes revealed that he was deep in thought as he quickly spoke. Ruyu, use your true qi to activate the divine art of destiny and deduce something. All right. Leng Ruyu did not dare to delay and sat down with her legs crossed. What? Eldest senior brother. You're saying that you can't defeat Xiaofan. How is this possible? You're born to be a supreme and will become an immortal in the future. Why? You can't defeat Xiaofan, this aphid. The hearts of the younger generation of the Devil Hero region were gradually filled with gloom and despair. That's right. Garen's face showed a strange evil smile. My Buddhist heart has been destroyed by Xiaofan. I will live under Xiaofan's shadow for the rest of my life. I can't defeat him. I was born to be a supreme and will be invincible in the future. How could I lose to such a lowly opponent? My masters said that there might be immortal qi in my blood and one day, I will become an immortal. I'm the king of the world and I'm unparalleled in the world. How could I lose to a small fry who was born to be a living target? No. I, Garen, can't lose. Suddenly, Garen's throat burst out with evil laughter and his entire body became evil. Alright, I'm going to go into seclusion now. All of you, get out and kill Xiaofan together. Get out. This. The younger generation of the Devil Hero region was uncertain, but they were shocked by Garen's strange aura at the moment. They retreated and left the area. Xiaofan. Garen said in a low voice. You forced me to do this. I can't forgive you. Then. If I, Garen, can't become a Buddha, I will become a demon with a single thought. Xiaofan. You will never be able to defeat me, Garen. Become a Buddha with a single thought, become a demon with a single thought. This ancient Buddhist technique can make a cultivator's worldly desires vanish, complete merit, and deliver all living beings from suffering. It can also make a cultivator become a demon. Buddha is a demon, and demons are Buddha. Demons and Buddhas are one. Heaven and earth converge into one, the void condenses into reality, and the demonic path runs rampant. I, Garen, will become a demon with a single thought. If I, Garen, can't become a Buddha, I will become a demon. Xiaofan. You forced me to do this. Roar. To be continued. Chapter 210. Xiaofan, Fatty Zhu, and Xiao Yunrong leisurely walked into a restaurant and ordered a sumptuous banquet to reward them. By the way, boss, how do you think we should find Miss Mo and Miss Hua? Fatty Zhu grabbed a large piece of pork knuckle and asked Xiaofan while wolfing it down. Xiao Yunrong ate in an extremely gentle and elegant manner. She ate in small bites and looked at Xiaofan with her phoenix eyes. Well. Xiaofan thought for a moment and then smiled in relief. Although this Sunshine City is a big city in the western region, we can use our true qi to move as fast as lightning. We can travel tens of thousands of miles a day. With a little search, we can find Miss Mo and senior sister Hua in the city. Previously, I was afraid that it would be inconvenient for me to search for my companions in the city during the day. But it's fine now. There's no need to worry about anything. Yes, Xiaofan indeed had no taboos now. On one hand, he had already gotten rid of Demon Emperor Qing Lin, so he didn't have to worry about this big demon counterattacking him. On the other hand, the people of the Fairyland region had completely gone all out. There was no need to hide and fight if they met. Even if Garen appeared in person, Xiaofan would not hesitate to fight. That's right, boss. Dozens of people from the Fairyland region have already died in your hands. Killing one is killing, killing two is also killing. Besides, they are no match for you, boss. Killing them is as easy as cutting melons and vegetables. Fatty Zhu nodded in agreement. With your current combat strength, boss, aren't you afraid of people coming to your door? If you can lure Garen to take the initiative to attack and meet you, boss, it will save you the trouble of looking for him everywhere. Yes, that's what I mean. Xiaofan smiled slightly. At this moment, Xiaofan only felt a faint spiritual fluctuation. It swept past. It seemed to be spying on him. And it was trying to invade his mind. Xiaofan was no stranger to this spiritual fluctuation. There was a hint of Garen's aura. Xiaofan didn't care. He activated his saber intent and directly destroyed the invading spiritual fluctuation. Heh. My position has been locked by Garen. Xiaofan smiled faintly. That's good too. I will fight him sooner or later. I, Xiaofan, will wait for him to come to me. Xiaofan, this Garen person. He is your lifelong enemy. Fate has arranged for you to hunt and kill each other. You should also be more careful. Xiao Yunrong reminded him in a very caring and considerate voice. Lifelong enemy? Hearing this, Xiaofan shook his head. This world is very, very big. There are hidden dragons and crouching tigers, and experts are as common as trees in a forest. The population is more than 1 trillion, and there are many geniuses among them, like the eternal sands. Like carps crossing the river, heroes came forth in large numbers. Garen. He was just a genius who had emerged in recent years, a drop in the ocean. He's not even a devil hero, so how could he be my mortal enemy? When Xiaofan said these words, he was domineering and arrogant. However, he did not seem arrogant or pretentious at all. Instead, he sounded as if it was only natural. Xiao Yunrong was stunned at once. Her heart seemed to be poked by something and softened, in another restaurant not far from where Xiaofan and the others were dining. In a luxurious private room, there were a few banquet tables. A large group of men and women with extremely strong blood energy, horns on their heads, and bodies as strong as wild beasts were sitting cross-legged and eating. Their eyes were filled with cruelty and viciousness. They all had a wild nature in them. They exuded a savage aura. Some of their eyes had already turned light gold, with lightning and runes faintly visible. In their eyes, there were images of Tao Wu, Great Luan, Tru Ho, Qilin, Tao Tai. Inside their bodies, there were faint roars. It was as if they were raising fierce beasts inside their bodies. Every inch of their flesh and blood was glowing and enshrouded with treasure aura. These were the genius children from the great wilderness. Sitting in the middle was a young man with a blazing aura. He wore a royal robe with many patterns of divine beasts drawn on it. His aura was as oppressive as a mountain, and dragons roared and rolled in his eyes. With just a slight breath, he released a frightening aura that caused even the heavens and earth to tremble. This was the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince. He was the leader of the younger generation of the Great Wilderness. His status was equal to Zhangsun Wuheng of the East region, and Garen of the younger generation of the Yaoxia region. He was also an unparalleled figure born to be a supreme being. In the 4th round of the Yaoxia trials, the contestants each had a target to hunt and compete for the minimum 10,000 points needed to become a Yaoxia. Because the number of contestants in the Great Wilderness was close to 1,000, there were also infighting among the children of the Great Wilderness. Blood rained and they killed each other. It was like raising a poisonous insect. However, the natural law of survival of the fittest had prevailed in the Great Wilderness for a long time. Therefore, not only did they not feel surprised or uncomfortable about this, but they also thought it was natural. Under the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince's personal command, some of the weaker contestants of the Great Wilderness were killed by the stronger ones and obtained the minimum points. A skinny but imposing young man walked into the private room with his head held high and bowed to the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince. Crown Prince, your target, the fatty from the southern region, appeared nearby and was discovered by our spies. In addition, there is also a woman with that fatty, as well as that. Xiaohan. Xiaohan. The daughter of the Great Wilderness in the private room was stunned. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince waved his hand, his eyes filled with battle intent. That fatty and Xiaohan are in cahoots with each other. I don't find it strange at all that they're in cahoots with each other. That fatty is my enemy and I have to kill him so that I can get enough points to become a Yaoxia. As for Xiaohan. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince's mouth twitched and formed a sinister smile. This person is arrogant and doesn't respect me at all. He deserves to die. Also. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince paused and a plan appeared in his eyes. Xiaohan is Garen's hunting target. This Garen also thinks highly of himself as if he is superior to everyone else. I lowered myself and wanted to form an alliance with Garen to hunt together, but I was rejected. This is a crime that cannot be punished. Who does Garen think he is? How dare he strut around in front of me? Doesn't he know when to stop? A barbarian woman with high cheekbones and eyes as sharp as saucers. She interrupted. Indeed. Your Royal Highness. You are the royal family of the Great Wilderness ancient country. There are hundreds of millions of people in the ancient country and you raise ancient pure-blooded beasts. How can someone like Garen compare to you? He actually ignored your request. He is completely arrogant and ignorant. Humph. Although Garen is a talent cultivated by some powerful people in the Wuxia region, our ancient country has a long history. There have been countless mythical Wuxia heroes. How can Garen compete with me in terms of foundation? Forget it, I will tolerate Garen for now, but I won't let him get carried away for long. Garen's hunting target is Xiaofan. This time, I will kill Xiaofan. Garen will never be able to get the minimum 10,000 points and will be eliminated. Ha ha ha. Eliminated in this way. Garen must be very frustrated and unwilling, right? Ha ha ha. Crown Prince, you want to kill Xiaofan? The barbarians of the great wilderness asked. They spoke at the same time. Xiaofan is indeed strong, but he is alone. He can kill people from the Wuxia region one after another because the people from the Wuxia region don't live up to their name. They are just flowers in a greenhouse. In terms of combat power, they are not as strong as the daughters of the great wilderness. We, the children of the great wilderness, have been fighting ferocious beasts since we were young, drinking precious blood as we grew up. We have inherited the courage and fearlessness of our ancestors. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince said proudly. He looked down on the world. Yes, Crown Prince, only Garen is strong in the Wuxia region. The others are all useless. Arrogant and self-destructive people won't amount to anything. A barbarian added. Today, with me as the leader, we have gathered 103 of the most powerful youths of the great wilderness. I don't believe that we can't kill Xiaofan if we attack with all our strength. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince roared. The raging battle intent in his eyes began to burn and boil. His aura was like a ferocious beast that rushed out of the forest. He wanted to kill, to see blood. Yes, Crown Prince. We have more than 100 people. If we attack together, we will definitely kill Xiaofan. He's not a deity that descended to the mortal world, so how can he resist our siege? As long as we can kill Xiaofan, it will be an unimaginable blow to Garen. Humph. As long as Garen can't become a Wuxia in this year's selection, and I successfully become a Wuxia, then I will completely leave Garen behind in a few years. He will never be able to catch up to me. It will be a piece of cake for me to kill Garen in the future. Alright. Keep an eye on Fatty and Xiaofan. We can't let them escape. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince was also in high spirits. Sunshine City, the center of the barren area. Garen sat with his legs crossed. The Buddhist aura around his body was forcefully reversed and turned into streams of demonic chi. Every stream of demonic chi was like a demonic dragon, flying and roaring, bursting out with a power that could destroy the world. The mountains and rivers trembled. Garen's face, which was originally as gentle and flawless as a beautiful jade, was now sinister and terrifying, constantly contorting. A deep demonic chi was emitted from every acupoint and every pore of his body, covering an area of 100 miles. His eyes were still closed, but the shadows cast by them made him look as terrifying as a devil king from hell. Countless devil arts swirled around him, causing him to continuously comprehend them. His cultivation base continued to rise, and his devil chi also rose steadily. Above his head, there was nothing but gloomy devil clouds. Originally, Garen's mind and will could turn into the Shara tree, the Bodhi tree, the auspicious grass, and the lotus. But at this moment, there were terrifying 6 desires demonic flowers, evil charm trees, resentment duckweed, blood-sucking plants, evil tree, blood charm vines. These demonic world plants were shaking according to different rhythms, making obscene sounds. The demonic sounds seeped into the brain and filled the sky with evil energy. The demonic chi filled the sky, and Garen created a kingdom of demons. When Garen had Buddha in his heart, his mind and will would give birth to all kinds of Buddhist plants, which were very holy. When his heart became a demon, his state of mind would give birth to demonic plants. Dozens of the younger generation of the Devil Hero region stood at the side and watched from afar. All of them were trembling and silent. Eldest senior brother. What? What's wrong with him? It seems like he's cultivating a completely different divine art from Buddhism. It seems like there are traces of demonic arts. It seems like senior brother Garen wants to kill Xiaofan, so he's focused on comprehending a peerless divine art that's even more powerful than Buddhism. But, I seem to have an ominous feeling. Alright, let's stop talking. We'll stay here and protect eldest senior brother. Don't let anyone disturb him. On the other side, Chen Fading Wind and Leng Ruyu were also paying attention to Garen's every move. Fading Wind. Ryu's divine art of destiny. It can't be accurately deduced. Garen's future direction. Originally, Garen's luck in the game of destiny was like a rainbow, and it was unlikely that he would encounter any accidents or disasters in his life. But now, Leng Ryu frowned. However, Ryu knows that some divine arts from the ancient Buddhist kingdom cultivate Buddha's light and Buddha's heart, but Buddhist arts can cause one to become a demon. Become a demon? Chen Fading Wind was stunned. Yes. In other words, Buddha's light can be transformed into demonic chi, and Buddha's heart can be transformed into a demon heart. One can become a Buddha and another can become a demon. When Buddhist arts are transformed into demonic arts, one's combat power will increase by leaps and bounds. Heavenly demon body condensation, endless demonic chi, demon dragon devouring the sun, sweeping through 3,000 worlds, and being the only one. Leng Ryu said. Garen is becoming a demon. Now, let's see if he can suppress the demon heart. If he can control the demon heart, then it's fine. However, once he loses control of the demon heart, the demonic chi in his body will go berserk, and he will completely become a demon. He will go against the law and bring about a catastrophe. Chen Fading Wind nodded slightly. I have to say that this Garen is also a peerless beauty with divine talent. Now that he has become a demon, his aura is even more terrifying than before. His sharpness is revealed, shocking the world. Now, the battle between Garen and Xiaofan is suspenseful again. After finishing the sumptuous delicacies on the table, Xiaofan left the restaurant with Fatty Zhu and Xiao Yunrong. Then, they didn't hide anything anymore. They directly activated their true chi and flew out of the downtown area like a bolt of lightning. The three of them controlled their true chi and flew high into the sky. Soon, they arrived at a desolate suburb. After passing through this suburb, we will enter an even more prosperous area. At that time, we will carefully search for Miss Mo and Senior Sister Hua, Xiaofan said. Okay, boss. I hope we can find the two ladies as soon as possible. Fatty Zhu nodded repeatedly. At this moment, suddenly, boom! A battle spear appeared out of nowhere and descended from the sky, appearing right in front of Xiaofan and the others. The spear vibrated, tearing the sky and shattering everything. The sound of the fierce battle of the golden spears and armored horses resounded throughout the world. A 3-meter-tall barbarian grabbed the spear with his right hand. His eyes were like torches as he looked at Xiaofan and the others and said indifferently, "All right, you guys stop here. All of you, stop and receive your punishment." Boom! A gigantic palm pierced through the air, stirring up a strong gust of wind and scudding clouds. The surroundings were filled with palm shadows. This palm suppressed the sky, breaking through the void and shattering reality. Another barbarian with a mountain-like aura slowly walked in the void, his battle chi surging into the sky. Poof! 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 A barbarian girl walked out from the dense pythons that smashed through the sky like a fist. Two 200-feet-long WIRMs intersected and coiled like a pair of scissors, cutting apart a towering mountain in the distance. On the head of one of the WIRMs stood a youth in beast skin, looking around. A barbarian man with a beard appeared behind Xiaofan and the others. His body emitted the roars of 10,000 beasts as the illusionary figures of primordial beasts appeared behind him. His eyes contained the Tao of primordial beasts, and as soon as he appeared, his body emitted an aura that could devour the heavens and earth. He looked at Xiaofan and licked his lips, as if he was treating Xiaofan as prey. Soon, all sorts of azure wands, phoenixes, true ho, swanni, chilants, wirms, and heavenly dragons formed from true qi, surrounded Xiaofan and the others. Mist surged, crimson light burned the sky, and a fierce aura of the great wilderness surged everywhere. Thunder rumbled like a tide. This aura was too terrifying. It was as if the primordial beast lair that had been sealed for countless years had been opened and was about to trigger a destructive beast tide. Over 100 supreme experts of the younger generation of the great wilderness surrounded Xiaofan and the others. They each stood in their positions and surrounded them so tightly that not even a drop of water could trickle through. Their eyes were very cold, and they were filled with killing intent. They were awe-inspiring and made one's heart palpitate. This. Fatty Zhu and Xiao Yunrong were frightened by this formation. After all, there were too many people on the other side. Xiaohan. A cold and arrogant voice sounded. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince stepped out of the crowd with a hint of mockery in his eyes. Xiaohan, do you feel a sense of glory and pride now? Xiaohan's expression didn't change, and he was calm as he laughed involuntarily. Oh, so it's the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince. What am I proud of? What am I proud of? You're an expert. You're an outstanding talent among the younger generation of the 4 regions. With my conceit, if I want to kill you, I have to gather people to surround and kill you. This is a form of glory and pride. I can let you die in peace. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince smiled cruelly. He slowly stretched out his right hand, spread out his fingers, and then closed them slightly. Do you have the feeling that your life and death are completely under my control and you can't escape? Every finger of the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince was like a towering mountain, incomparably heavy. As the 5 fingers closed, the roar of an azure dragon and the galloping of 10,000 elephants erupted. It was all power. Power that could crush everything. This was an absolute power. There was nothing fancy about it. It was a pure power without any impurities. It belonged to the source of power. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince could shatter the void with a pinch of his fingers. Despicable. Over 100 people besieged us. Xiao Yunrong cursed angrily. Xiaohan shook his head and laughed. Looks like I'm going to start a massacre again today. Alright, since you've come to die, then I, Xiaohan, won't be polite. Do you think I'm a pushover? Do you think you can suppress me just because you have more people? I have to say, you're too real. Alright. Today, I, Xiaohan, will sweep through everything and kill all of you. The people of the great wilderness will be annihilated. As soon as he finished speaking, a terrifying ferocious aura soared into the sky from Xiaohan's body. His aura rose steadily, and his entire body seemed to grow taller and taller. His battle intent exploded, and the will to win and kill surged like a tide. He pointed at the sky and stepped on the ground, as if he was possessed by a demon god. The savage beast had been resurrected. Everyone, the final banquet has begun. Please enjoy to your heart's content. Xiaohan smiled indifferently. To be continued. Chapter 211. Xiaohan, together with his 2 companions, faced off against the strongest participants of the younger generation of the wasteland in the void. The atmosphere was tense. The entire void surged with a terrifying aura that could awaken the world. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince was now in control of the universe, so he was fearless. He looked at Xiaohan and said indifferently. You people of the 4 regions always love to brag and make unrealistic noises. Xiaofan, I have gathered 103 elites of the younger generation of the Great Wilderness. Each of them is a famous warrior of the various races and ancient countries to besiege you. You still dare to talk nonsense about struggling and counterattacking? What a daydream. Unrepentant. Even if we attack Demon Emperor Qing Lin together, it's not impossible for us to kill him. You? Compared to Demon Emperor Qing Lin, you, Xiaofan, are just a tiny aphid. However, I won't kill you personally to avoid deducting my points. Aluhua. Yes, Crown Prince. A 2-meter-tall barbarian woman walked out respectfully. Aluhua, later, I will lead everyone to attack Xiaofan. You will be the last to kill Xiaofan with your own hands. You won't be able to become a hero after deducting your points, but it's fine. I will make it up to you. In fact, your entire tribe will be protected so that it won't be invaded by other tribes and ancient countries in the Great Wilderness. Do you understand? The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince didn't dare to kill Xiaofan personally, so he could only get someone else to do it. A hint of unwillingness flashed through the barbarian woman's eyes, but she didn't dare to argue and could only nod in agreement. All right, Your Highness. I will be in charge of the final blow and end Xiaohan's life. I hope the Crown Prince can give Aluhua some compensation. The Hex Hero trial is really cruel. Aluhua will never participate in it again. Fatty. Later, you will personally kill that Tsang Dragon Crown Prince. Xiaofan was also warning Fatty Zhu in a low voice. This battle will allow you to obtain a minimum of 10,000 points. Yes, boss. I will keep an eye on the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince. Once I seize the opportunity, I will destroy him. Damn it, this guy is too arrogant. Fatty Zhu licked his lips and secretly prepared his strongest attack. Xiao Yunrong stood with her sword. The sword intent extinguished the negative emotions and calmed him down. He looked around and observed his surroundings. Xiaofan glanced around indifferently and rolled his eyes. He thought to himself, although there are more than 100 barbarians of the Great Wilderness here, their combat power can't be compared to the 32 members of the younger generation of the Yaoxia region who attacked me previously. The people of the Great Wilderness had very crude innate qi cultivation methods, but their flesh shells were slightly stronger. His attacks were simple and violent, lacking variations and elemental attacks. As long as he took out the demon the Archpalm. Even if he didn't use any demonic techniques, it wouldn't be troublesome to kill them. However, even though I have to sweep through everything, I can't kill all of them. Otherwise, my points will be deducted and I'll be eliminated. In that case, I'll cripple them all. Attack! The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince ordered. Xiaofan, you will die today. No one can save you. His tone was arrogant, condescending, and bossy. He looked at Xiaofan with arrogant eyes, as if he was looking at a lowly person who was about to die and could be killed by him. Boom! A burly man took a step forward, and the wind and clouds surged under his feet. He opened his mouth and spat out a ferocious flood dragon from his mouth. It could destroy the heavens and the earth, and its ferocity was astonishing. Xiaofan didn't move at all. His left arm flashed with demonic light. Before anyone could react, the demon emperor's palm swept out, and a mighty demonic aura rushed out, seizing people's hearts. The wind and cranes were in a panic, and the world was in chaos. Pfft! In an instant, the body of the barbarian who had spat out a fierce flood dragon shook violently. He didn't even have the chance to let out a scream. Numerous cracks appeared on his body before he disintegrated like a piece of porcelain and exploded. His corpse shattered and dissipated between heaven and earth. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Buzz! The jade token in Xiaohan's arms rang, and another 1,000 points were deducted. Xiaofan calculated his points as he attacked crazily. After killing the first person, the demon emperor's palm struck out again and swept out. Ka 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 ka, the whole space was filled with the sound of glass being smashed. The palm swept through the densest group of people, and immediately, there was an explosion of dazzling light like fireworks. That was the last glory and glory of life, proving that life once existed. However, this glory was short-lived like fireworks, and it was extinguished in an instant. The violent power swept through the sun and moon, and countless experts of the young generation of the great wilderness started to explode, and one by one, they fell. 14 people were killed in an instant. 4,000,000 cauldrons of pure strength, and with the demonic aura invading their bodies, this kind of attack was terrifying. It was equivalent to the attack of a low-level demon emperor. For these rookies who hadn't become a demon hero, it was indeed difficult to resist. They could only accept the fate of being killed in an instant. Even if it was some demon heroes, as long as they didn't get a rank on the demon hero ranking, it would be difficult for them to resist. It was completely like crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood. They were not on the same level. Alright, let's stop the killing now. Otherwise, if we continue to kill like this, our points will become negative, and that will be very bad. Let's just cripple them. They are lucky. Xiaofan had a thought in his mind, and the demon the arch grabbed a barbarian with its palm and squeezed slightly. Puff! 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 This barbarian's bones were all cracked, and blood flowed out of his 7 orifices. He howled in pain, but he didn't die immediately. Xiaofan casually threw the heavily injured barbarian to the ground as if he was throwing rubbish. At this moment, the people of the great wilderness finally reacted. In an instant, the boundless feeling of terror and despair seized them. The mountain-sized demon Thearka's palm was almost invincible. Just the demonic aura that was recklessly emitted was enough to weaken and collapse their fighting spirit. All the strength in their body seemed to be frozen and confined by the monstrous demonic aura. No! Song Dragon Crown Prince. We are no match for him. He is too terrifying. We miscalculated. He is even more terrifying than Garen. Retreat. Almost half of the children of the great wilderness were scared out of their wits. They howled in pain and fled like rats, scattering in all directions. Xiaofan didn't chase after them. He slightly activated the demon Thearka's palm and grabbed the air. Puff! 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 Many children of the great wilderness fled. All the bones in their body emitted terrifying cracking sounds. Their tendons and bones were broken. They fell one after another. Fortunately, they were able to keep their lives. However, they were all half-crippled, and it was hard to say if they could recover to their original state. Roar! Demon! You are a demon! Die! Evildoer! Bastard! Die for me! A barbarian pounced from behind Xiaofan. He was not afraid of death, and his body was surrounded by red mist. He burst out a powerful and shocking divine force. He punched out. Heaven and earth collapsed, and explosions were everywhere. The void in all directions was like a volcanic eruption, rolling like a tide. Xiaofan remained calm and his clothes fluttered in the wind. He didn't even turn his head. The demon Thearka's palm grabbed the barbarian as if he was picking up a lamp. He just squeezed. Puff! The barbarian turned into dust. His divine soul was destroyed. In the next moment, the demon the arch grabbed again. Like a violent storm, it swept across the scene. Many children of the great wilderness were blown away and fell in all directions. They coughed up blood as their bones and meridians were torn. What? That's impossible. At this moment, the Song Dragon Crown Prince finally came to his senses. It had only been less than 10 breaths of time since Xiaofan attacked. He looked around. It's over. Hundreds of daughters of the great wilderness were defeated. Some were dead, and some were injured. They had suffered a great defeat. Heh! You want to win with numbers? But it's useless. You're just a bunch of chickens and dogs. Xiaofan smiled. He was invincible, and he felt the thrill of controlling the situation. This was the thrill of having enough power to control life and death. It was very subtle. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince's expression changed as he shouted. I am the Crown Prince of the Great Wilderness Ancient Kingdom. I rule over a boundless territory and countless people. Xiaofan, you are indeed very strong. I can't defeat you for now, but I won't lose like this. I will escape, find a chance to kill this fatty, and become a hero. I will find a chance to challenge you in the future. Today, I won't keep you company. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince suddenly roared. His body surged with true qi, and his flesh shell emitted a scarlet light. His body turned into a Tsang dragon and soared into the sky, about to escape. Heh, you come and go as you please. Who do you think you are? Kneel down. The demon Thearka's palm suddenly pressed down. The airflow collapsed, caved in, became chaotic, condensed, and confined. Millions of ding of force suppressed the sky, dominating the world and almost invincible. Puchi. In an instant, the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince fell back and knelt in the void, facing Xiaofan. The Tsang Dragon Qi on his body was scattered, and shocking marks appeared on his smooth body. Golden blood spurted out of his eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. He cried. I can't accept this. I, the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince, am the most famous genius in the younger generation of the Great Wilderness. My country raises pure-blooded ferocious beasts. My royal father was once a meritorious hero and killed the demon emperor. He was respected. My bloodline is unique, I can't fail. I can't fail. My pride. He howled. Pa! Xiaofan slapped the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince's face, causing all his teeth to shatter. What are you shouting for? The winner is king, and the loser is a bandit. Fatty, kill him. He. Fatty Zhu rolled up his sleeves and walked out, looking at the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince with a sinister smile. What? Damn Fatty, you want to kill this Crown Prince? What are you? Your cultivation is inferior to this Crown Prince, and your combat strength is inferior to this Crown Prince. You dare to kill this Crown Prince? Get lost. The Tsang Dragon Crown Prince was still roaring. That's right, that's right. Fatty Zhu smiled foolishly. Fatty is inferior to you in everything, and I can't beat you in a fight. However, Fatty is lucky to have recognized a capable and loyal boss. What? Not convinced? Ha ha ha. If you're not convinced, you can go and recognize a boss too. Ha ha ha. But you won't have the chance. At this moment, the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince finally gave in and begged Xiaofan. Xiaofan. Spare me, spare me. I shouldn't have led the crowd to kill you. I was wrong. Let me go. This way, I will never be your enemy in the future. We can be friends. I, the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince, will treat you as a friend. How about that? Moreover, as long as you let me go, I will give you many benefits. You also cultivate your physical body, right? I will give you the precious blood of a pure-blooded Taowu to nourish your body. How about that? I can also give you a lot of precious medicines. As long as you let me go, I will give you great benefits. And if you kill me, my country and father will be furious. They will definitely not let this matter rest. Fatty, why aren't you making a move? Xiaofan was unmoved. Pfft. Fatty Zhu took out a huge sword and descended from the sky, crushing the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince into a bloody mist. At the same time, pfft. 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 Bottles and jars burst out from the Tsang Dragon Crown Prince's true acupoint. These bottles and jars were filled with colorful viscous liquid. Wuxia seeped out from the liquid and released a fierce and domineering aura of the great wilderness. Xiaofan was stunned. Then, he grabbed a bottle filled with red liquid with his right hand. There was a label on the bottle with silver and iron words written on it, "Blood of the Azure Yuan, Xiaofan, this bottle is the blood of a Taowu." Xiao Yunrong grabbed a bottle of golden liquid and looked at the label. As for Fatty Zhu, he danced and took out a jade token. "Boss, Fatty's points increased by 10,000. Ha 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 ha. That's great. Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss." Not far away, a group of veteran villains were watching from afar. Another group died. Countless are heavily injured. An old man frowned. If this goes on, everyone who goes against Xiaofan will be killed by him. In fact, going against his companions would only lead to death. Xiaofan's strength has already surpassed this group of participants. In fact, he can even obtain a ranking on the Demon Hero ranking. What should we do? Should we stop him? If we don't stop him, this selection will be completely ruined. This is truly a monster. Nothing is taboo. An old man shook his head. Don't stop him for now. We've already reported this matter. Let's see what the higher-ups decide. I'm afraid the rules of the final stage will be completely changed because of Xiaofan's sudden rise. He's too cruel and merciless. He's much more ferocious than when I was young. Only now do I know what cruelty is. This guy doesn't seem to be 20 years old, right? To be continued. Chapter 212. Xiaofan easily defeated the Great Desolate Army and heavily injured the Azure Dragon Crown Prince, allowing Fatty Zhu to successfully kill this designated target and obtain the minimum 10,000 points. It was a simple cleaning up of the spoils. In the true acupoint of the Azure Dragon Crown Prince, there were many bottles and jars that were filled with viscous liquids that were beautiful and dazzling in color. It was the precious blood of all kinds of beasts. There was a bottle of the swan knee's precious blood that was made from special materials. When it was stored inside, mist surged and scarlet multicolored light burned. One could vaguely hear the roars of wild beasts that tore at one's heart and split one's lungs. This small bottle of blood weighed more than 500 kilograms. Is this the legendary pure blood of the Baipan? Xiaofan put all the bottles into his true meridian. This blood should be able to nourish my body, but I don't have time to think about it. Let's find Miss Mo and Senior Sister Hua first. Fatty, Yunrong, let's go now. Yes. Boss. Xiaofan, let's go. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, 3 rays of light flashed past. Not long after the 3 left, 2 people walked out of the void. One was dressed in black and the other in yellow. Their faces were full of fear and solemnity, and they even shivered. They were the contestants from the eastern region, Xian Qi and Tang Feipeng. Tang Feipeng was Xiao Yunrong's target. That's too cruel. Xian Qi said in horror. Such a killing technique is as powerful as a thunderbolt. The Crown Prince of the Blue Dragon clan had led hundreds of elites of the Great Wilderness to besiege Xiaofan, but in the end, he was utterly defeated. Even the Blue Dragon Crown Prince was killed. Tang Feipeng, if you fight with the Blue Dragon Crown Prince, what do you think will be the winner? Tang Feipeng's face was gloomy. His pupils contracted and the muscles at the corner of his eyes twitched. I'll fight with the Blue Dragon Crown Prince with all my strength. I'll fight with my life on the line. I'll have 6, and the Blue Dragon Crown Prince will have 4. Although the Blue Dragon Crown Prince's body is as deep as the ocean, my Heart Demon Curse Fist is mainly a mental attack. If I can sneak up on him, I'll have a 70% chance of winning. But, if I encounter Xiaofan, I will definitely die. As soon as he finished speaking, Tang Feipeng's face turned completely gloomy, and he laughed in self-mockery. Xiaofan is even more terrifying than Garen. This time, I admit defeat. I'm going to hide. If I'm not found, I'll be automatically eliminated in a month's time. In this life, I no longer want to be a hero. Sigh. Although I'm unwilling, it's better than being tortured to death by Xiaofan, right? Xian Qi was stunned. The corners of Tang Feipeng's mouth twitched. My target is Xiao Yunrong of the Southern Domain Sword Villa. Xiao Yunrong's cultivation is very weak. Although she has comprehended the sword intent, she is still weak. I can kill her hundreds or thousands of times easily. But what can I do? She was actually Xiao Han's woman. Now, it wasn't a matter of me killing Xiao Yunrong, but Xiao Han would definitely help his woman kill me. How can I block Xiao Han's attack? Now I just want to save my life and hide well so that I won't be found by Xiao Han and Xiao Yunrong. Sigh. Xian Qi shook his head regretfully. Indeed, Tang Feipeng, you're too unlucky. In the last round of this year's Devil Hero tryouts, Xiao Han actually killed all his opponents. Even Garen's limelight was completely suppressed by Xiao Han. Garen and Xiao Han are hunting each other. Now, I'm very optimistic about Xiao Han. Well, let's go and find a place to hide. Staying alive is more important than anything else. In the void. A group of old-timers and seasoned swordsmen sat cross-legged amidst the swirling mist, exuding an ethereal aura. At this time, this group of senior devil heroes had their eyes closed tightly, as if they were sensing something. Waves of spiritual fluctuations penetrated the void, like divine light that was rarely seen in thousands of years. They received it from the unseen world. After a long time, it's incredible. An old man opened his eyes, which were flashing with lightning and runes. The rules of the fourth round have been changed. Yes, we just received an edict from our superiors at the same time. The questions of the fourth round of this year's Devil Hero tryouts have been completely changed. Tut tut. It's rare to change the questions at the last minute. It seems that in the entire history of the human clan, it's rare to change the questions of the Devil Hero tryouts. Another old man sighed. Moreover, the change of the questions this time is not because of external factors, but because of a candidate, Xiao Han. Because of Xiao Han, the questions of the fourth round of this year's Devil Hero tryouts have to be changed and changed. Ha ha ha. This kid, I'm completely convinced. You have to be convinced. At such a young age, Xiao Han was able to kill the Demon Emperor, so he obtained the privilege to crush the rules. He is a heaven-defying existence that jumped out of the rules and killed other candidates at will, which caused a huge loophole in this round. The superiors had no choice but to change the questions. Well, don't say more. Now, immediately send the new questions to each candidate. Hurry up. Otherwise, I'm afraid that Xiao Han is going to stir up a storm again. He's going to wipe out the entire army and massacre everyone. Sunshine City. In the bustling downtown. Inside a restaurant. The peerless beauty Mo Qingtong, who was born with an enchanting bone, was sitting by the window. She was extremely beautiful, like a fairy or a witch, which attracted the attention of the diners in the restaurant. It seemed that they had been deeply bewitched by her charm and could not wait to die for her. Mo Qingtong was well versed in the great sky devil world. This kind of spiritual power could control people's minds and subdue them without a fight. The people in this restaurant were all commoners. Therefore, even if she were to casually sit down, she could cause ripples in people's hearts and even produce spiritual illusions. Mo Qingtong didn't care about the reactions of the men and women in the restaurant. She looked out of the window and said to herself, Xiao Han, where are you? Did you encounter Garen? Sigh. I've been looking for you for several days, but I still can't find you and the others. Yesterday, Mo Qingtong successfully killed her designated hunting target and obtained a minimum of 10,000 points. Now, the most important thing for her was to find Xiaofan. At this moment, the jade token in Mo Qingtong's arms trembled, and a thought was directly transmitted to her brain: attention, all contestants participating in this year's hex contest. From this moment on, the content of the fourth test has changed. Listen carefully, all participants. The content of the fourth test is no longer to hunt each other's designated targets. After a month, the participants with 10,500 points will become the devil hero. What? Mo Qingtong immediately pouted as soon as she received the thought. The content of the test has changed again? Qingtong finally found the hunting target and successfully killed it. She obtained the minimum 10,000 points, and now the test is changed. What the hell? However, even though Mo Qingtong was extremely dissatisfied, her mind still continued to receive the message from the jade token: attention all participants, those who have successfully hunted down the designated target have passed the test and become the new generation of devil hero. Those who haven't hunted down the designated target don't need to find it anymore, because the test has changed. Now, you don't need to hunt down the designated target anymore. For those who haven't hunted down the designated target or killed the designated target, your test has changed. The content of the previous test is completely invalid. Now, your test has changed to a choice. From now on, the content of the fourth test is a choice. There will be a battle between the two strongest participants. This battle can be called the pinnacle battle. This was an unprecedented battle between the two strongest contestants in the competition. It is no small matter. You have to make a choice about this battle. Bet on the winner. Those who bet correctly will successfully break through and become the new generation of devil hero. Those who bet wrongly will be eliminated. Those who have hunted down and become the devil hero don't need to bet anymore. For this battle, you bet on Xiaofan from the Rain sect of the southern region, and Garen from the devil hero region. 3 days later, Xiaofan and Garen will have a battle in the barren area in the center of Sunshine City. At that time, you can go and watch the battle live. From now on, you can place your bets. Whether you bet on Xiaofan or Garen will decide whether you can become the new generation of devil hero or not. Input the results of your bets into your numbered jade tokens through the transmission of your thoughts. Every contestant can only bet once and cannot change the result of the bet. Please think twice and be cautious. The time to place your bet starts now and ends 2 hours before the battle between Xiaofan and Garen. Those who give up will be considered as giving up and will be eliminated directly. This last test actually turned into a choice question. Between Xiaofan and Garen, one of the two. Mo Qingtong suddenly stood up. How did it become like this? In the mountains on the outskirts of Sunshine City, Huolan's body was covered with cuts and bruises. Her back was leaning against a huge rock. Her true qi was exhausted and her face was haggard. Her eyes were filled with despair and unwillingness. He. A coarse and ferocious laughter was heard. A barbarian woman of the great wilderness, who was 1.9 meters tall and burly like a female bear, came out from a bamboo forest. She looked at Huolan with an evil and murderous gaze. Her body was flowing with a precious glow and her flesh was so strong that it seemed like she could break the air with just a breath. Pray. You're not bad. I've been chasing you for 2 days and 2 nights. You're really cunning and slippery. I remember when I was young, I hunted a one-horned bear. Just like how I'm hunting you now, I've almost worn out my patience. However, in the end, you're still going to die in my hands. The barbarian woman glanced at Huolan's exquisite and curvaceous body. What a pity. You're so beautiful. If you don't die, you'll definitely become a seductive beauty. Even I feel it's a pity. However, fate has sent me to hunt you. You'd better accept it. No. I can't die here. I must become a devil hero. I have a blood feud on my back. I can't die. Tears streamed down Huolan's face. Her eyes were filled with unwillingness, but she no longer had the strength to escape. 2 days and 2 nights of running for her life had already drained every trace of true qi and physical strength in her body. She was already at the end of her rope. At this moment, between life and death, the image of Xiaofan suddenly appeared in her mind. She thought, if junior brother Xiaofan is by my side at this moment, he'll definitely be able to protect me and not let me die in the hands of this savage barbarian woman. Junior brother Xiaofan, where are you? However, at this moment, Huolan and the barbarian woman of the great wilderness were stunned at the same time. Almost at the same time, they received the message from the jade token in their minds. Dozens of breaths later, damn it. They've changed the exam question at the last minute. It's actually become a multiple-choice question. The barbarian woman of the great wilderness roared with dissatisfaction and looked at Huolan coldly. Little beauty, you're too lucky. But remember, don't do it again. The next time I meet you, I'll definitely kill you. After saying that, her body moved and directly disappeared from this area. Huolan's whole body relaxed, and she slipped and kept gasping for breath. Great, great, the question has been changed, in a residential house in Sunshine City. Tang Feipeng and Xian Qi both took out their jade tokens and looked at each other. The next moment, Tang Feipeng laughed hoarsely. Ha 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 ha. That's great. There's always a way out. I've already given up this devil hero tryout. Now, the question has been changed, so that I have another chance. Ha 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 ha. Xiaofan and Garen are going to have a peak duel. Let us, the contestants, bet, choose one of the two. Ha ha ha. I'll choose Xiaofan directly. Tang Feipeng's mind moved, and a consciousness was directly transmitted to the jade token. Xian Qi, I've already chosen. Xiaohan's strength is tyrannical, and he can sweep away everything. I choose him to defeat Garen. What's your choice? Tang Feipeng's face was full of smiles. Now, he was very happy, as if he had been rescued from a desperate situation. Xian Qi smiled slightly. Tang Feipeng, you can only choose once. If you choose wrongly, you won't have another chance. You're too hasty. Xiaofan is indeed strong, but Garen can't be underestimated. Ha ha ha. I heard that Garen and his people are in the barren land in the central area of Sunshine City. Let's go directly. I just want to observe Garen, and then make a choice. Let's go. Chapter 213. Xiaohan, Fatty Zhu, and Xiao Yunrong controlled their true qi and flew in the air. There is a bustling town in front of us. We will directly descend and look for Miss Mo and senior sister Huiyang in the market. Xiaohan smiled. At this moment, the three of them stopped at the same time. Buzz, 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 the jade tokens in their arms trembled at the same time, transmitting a message through their thoughts. Dozens of breaths later, the rules of the fourth stage actually changed. Fatty Zhu blurted out. Boss, with this change, Fatty passed the test and became a demon hero? It seems so. Because Fatty, you personally killed the designated target, the Azure Dragon Crown Prince, so you passed. From now on, you will become a demon hero. Xiaohan was stunned for a moment, and then laughed. Congratulations, Fatty, you are now a demon hero. From now on, you can go to various secret realms and ancient countries to adventure, accumulate a large amount of wealth, and be respected and praised by people. This. Boss. You. Don't make fun of Fatty. Fatty Zhu rubbed his forehead in embarrassment. However, boss, you have to have the final battle with Garen now. It seems that the victor between the two of you will be able to become the demon hero. And the other participants will bet on the battle between the two of you. Yes, I need to defeat Garen. In Xiaofan's eyes, battle intent soared, and he was fearless. Alright. That's not bad. The final battle will directly decide the demon hero's name. It's fair and square, there's no need to beat around the bush. Xiaofan. I think highly of you. Xiao Yunrong clenched her fists tightly, took out her jade token, and sent a thought into it. Alright, I've chosen. Xiaofan, I choose to bet on you defeating Garen. This is the only choice. You have so much confidence in me? Xiaofan laughed involuntarily. You didn't even think about it and directly chose? Ha 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 ha, yes. Xiao Yunrong answered firmly. Then she said in a low voice, is there a need to think about it? Of course it's you, Xiaofan. Alright, 3 days later, the dust will settle. Let's go, let's enter that bustling city. Xiaofan smiled. A group of veteran heroes sitting cross-legged in the clouds were still whispering to each other and discussing. Why do the higher-ups want Xiaofan and Garen to have a pinnacle battle? In reality, these two were both geniuses among geniuses, natural-born supreme beings. Both of them had the potential to become excellent villains. Actually, you don't have to be so stubborn. You can let them pass at the same time. Why fight to the death? Sigh, geniuses are all arrogant and untamed. Do you think that Garen will be convinced by Xiaofan? Would Xiaofan be convinced by Garen? Xiaofan crushed his way through and killed many participants from the Fairyland region. He and Garen were already mortal enemies. They would fight to the death. Moreover, Garen had already become Xiaofan's inner demon, and Xiaofan had also become Garen's inner demon. Sooner or later, there would be a battle between these two. It was unavoidable. Why don't we meet now and see who can step on who? A general success is built on the bones of 10,000 people. Between Garen and Xiaofan, the one who defeats the other will be the one whose name will shake the world in the future. What do you think? Who do you favor? I favor Xiaofan. Xiaofan killed demon monarch Qinglin and slaughtered the geniuses of the Fairyland region and the geniuses of the Great Wilderness as if he was slaughtering pigs and dogs. If Garen really went against him, he would definitely be tortured to death. That's not necessarily true. When Garen was born, he was accompanied by immortal Qi. This person is very extraordinary and has the quality to become an immortal. It's not easy to defeat him. Moreover, this kind of peerless genius is usually able to complete a breakthrough and metamorphosis in adversity. It's not impossible for him to launch a desperate counterattack. Yes, Garen is not a weakling. Moreover, it is said that he cultivates an ancient supreme Buddhist technique. When he opens his eyes, he will display a power that can destroy everything. Killing those who are at a higher level will be as easy as drinking water and eating for him. I have also read some ancient books and know that cultivating this kind of Buddhist technique places great importance on talent and wisdom. Once you reach the peak, the moment you open your eyes, you will release a light similar to the birth of the universe. It will devour everything and everything will return to its original point. However, Garen's realm is still low. He is only at the 5th level of true Qi. Therefore, it is not a good thing for him to open his eyes now. If he can open his eyes when he is at the 7th or 8th level of true Qi, he will be able to destroy a world. Let's go and see Garen now. He should have received the news of the change in the assessment rules. Let's see how he prepares for the battle. Let's find out about Garen's background. The group of old antiques could not wait any longer and directly flew to the area where Garen was. The center of Sunshine City. Why did the assessment rules suddenly change? But this is good. My target is a supreme expert of the Great Wilderness. Originally, I did not have the confidence to kill him. But after the assessment rules changed, it will be much easier. We can choose one of the two. Ha ha ha. We don't have to fight and die. This rule is beneficial to us. Idiot. At least we have the initiative to hunt. But now, we can't control the choice of one of the two. Why can't we control it? Do we even need to choose? I have already chosen Garen to defeat Xiaofan. I am not in a hurry. Let's go check out Garen first. I heard that after Garen teleported to Sunshine City, he has been hiding in the area filled with demon aura, pretending to be mysterious. Let's check out Garen's condition first before making a choice. After all, Xiaofan is not a pushover. At the same time, many contestants gave up on hunting targets and hurried to the barren forbidden area. On the way, everyone expressed their opinions. On the 29th floor of the Devil Hero Tower. I have just received the notice that the final round of this year's Devil Hero trial has been changed. Junior brother Xiaofan will directly fight with Garen to determine a place to become the Devil Hero. As for the other contestants, they will no longer hunt each other. Instead, they will make predictions and bets on this pinnacle battle. Xiao Mingchu looked slightly surprised. It's really strange. Changing the exam topic at the last minute is a rare thing in the history of the Devil Hero trial. Dark Lord looked at the names on the list that had dimmed. Zhangsun Wuhan, the leader of the young generation in the East region, has fallen. The Tsang Long Crown Prince of the young generation in the Great Wilderness has also fallen. You should have seen it just now. Within 10 breaths, the Tsang Long Crown Prince and a dozen geniuses of the Great Wilderness have died one after another. The names of other geniuses of the Great Wilderness have also weakened. Although they did not die in the end, they must have been seriously injured and could be extinguished at any time. Although we can't observe the process of the competition, one thing is for sure, there has been a drastic change in the 4th round of assessment. This drastic change has caused the content of the assessment to be changed at the last minute. But no matter what, the situation is now clear. Fang Ling's expression changed slightly. I dare not comment on the other contestants, but at least junior brother Xiaofan has firmly grasped his fate in his own hands. If junior brother Xiaofan can defeat Garen, he will become the new Devil Hero. Yes. The long Devil Hero trial is finally coming to an end. The heavenly devil old man stretched his back. It's the last battle. Not far away, a middle-aged man in red robes, who was also an extremely powerful evil hero, spoke in a clear voice in the hall. Everyone, in 3 days, the battle between Xiaofan of the southern region and Garen of the Devil Hero region will be transmitted here through the Demon Eye Stone, so that we can all watch it. Moreover, some busybodies were also placing bets on this match. If you're interested, you can go to the 33rd floor. There's a gambling house there. Oh. When Xiao Mingchu heard this, he immediately became spirited. Go. Let's go up to the 33rd floor. Wuxia Tower. It was an extremely high level. A bunch of old fogies. Phew, the tournament is finally coming to an end. 3 days later, this child Garen will kill Xiaofan with his own hands and become the evil hero. One of the old antiques was relieved. In a fair fight, Garen will definitely not lose to Xiaofan. There is no need to doubt that. The other children must have bet on Garen as well. Which means all the other kids. Together with Garen, they will become the new generation's heroes. These days, we old guys have been very tense. Now, it's time to relax. An old antique leaned back in his chair and exhaled. This battle will be transmitted back using the Demon Eye Stone, so that we can see with our own eyes how Garen tortures and kills Xiaofan. That will be a one-sided battle. And our proud disciple Garen, his peerless talent will be seen by the higher-ups. This is also Garen's luck. He has the opportunity to let the higher-ups see his amazing skills with their own eyes. Now, I actually hope that Xiaofan won't be defeated so easily this time. At most, he can block a few moves to show off Garen's invincible power. The higher-ups will also watch this battle? I think so. After all, changing the content of the test is decided by the higher-ups. They have no reason not to watch. Otherwise, they wouldn't have used the Demon Eye Stone to transmit back the video of the battle. In the central area of Sunshine City. In the barren land. In a world filled with demonic aura, there was an area filled with demonic aura, demonic dragons dancing, and demonic clouds rolling. Garen sat cross-legged like an unparalleled demon king. His body was surrounded by lush and evil demonic plants. He closed his eyes lightly, a strange expression on his face. Dense demonic arts and demonic secret techniques surrounded him, constantly being comprehended and absorbed by him, causing his aura to rise and become stronger. The ancient, desolate, and evil demon world ballad was sung from his body and soul. Suddenly, Garen's aura suddenly changed. All the demonic aura in his body instantly turned into Buddhist light, delivering all living beings from suffering. Above his head, the demonic clouds transformed into holy lotus flowers. All the plants of the demon world around him transformed into the Sudra tree and the Bodhi tree that represented Buddhism. Garen sat high up on the lotus platform, the demonic aura and evil on his face receding. His expression was calm, his eyes closed, and he smiled slightly. His expression was solemn and dignified. His entire aura changed from that of an unparalleled demon king to that of a flower god. Demons are originally Buddhas, and Buddhas are originally demons. It's all born from the heart. If there was Buddha in one's heart, one would be Buddha. If there was a devil in one's heart, one would be a devil. If there's a Buddha in the heart, then there's a Buddha. If there's a demon in the heart, then there's a Buddha. Garen finally stood up. Around his body, there was demonic aura one moment and Buddhist light the next. Two completely different states of mind were constantly being created and destroyed, alternating, and circulating. He did as he pleased. Sometimes, Garen stood tall in the wind, like a flower in the water, and sometimes, he did as he pleased with the demonic Tao. The two completely different states complemented each other, appearing extremely natural and harmonious on Garen's body. Demons move according to the heart, and Buddhas appear according to the heart. Garen smiled with satisfaction. Congratulations, eldest senior brother. Eldest senior brother has comprehended the mysteries, and his power has skyrocketed. Congratulations, eldest senior brother. The group of geniuses from the fairy tale region finally felt relieved. They all bowed and sang praises. Amazing! Garen is indeed a genius. He actually succeeded in suppressing the demonic heart and comprehended the supreme realm of creating demons and Buddhas with a single thought. He did as he pleased. The pressure that Xiaofan brought to him made him completely transform. Leng Ruyu exclaimed in admiration. Chen Shifeng frowned deeply. He thought for a moment and suddenly said, I know. Although Garen has temporarily suppressed the demonic heart, allowing the demons and Buddhas to coexist and alternate between life and death, as long as he opens his eyes, the demonic aura will go berserk and he will lose control. At this moment, the content of the fourth test has been changed? Leng Ruyu was shocked. I've also received the message. The fourth test will be a direct battle between Xiaofan and Garen. Chen Shifeng blurted out. On the other side, the younger generation of the fairy tale region had also received the changed content of the test. Garen was no exception. Oh. Xiaofan and I will directly battle in 3 days. Garen's mouth twitched, forming an otherworldly smile. Fate. Good. Xiaofan. I, Garen, will wait for you here. In a bustling city tens of thousands of miles away. Xiaofan, Fatty Zhu, and Xiao Yunrong were walking on the street. Xiaofan's body paused. He felt a faint spiritual fluctuation flashing past. This spiritual fluctuation contained a strong battle intent and provocation. It's Garen. Xiaofan smiled as he looked into the distance, at where Garen was, and said calmly. Garen, I'm also looking forward to this battle. Everyone calls this battle the pinnacle battle. Heh. Interesting. To be continued. Chapter 214. In a bustling market, Xiaohan, Fatty Zhu, and Xiao Yunrong finally met their long-lost companion, Mo Qingtong. Finally, they met their long-lost companion, Mo Qingtong. Everyone burst out laughing. They gathered in a private room in a restaurant. Miss Mo, congratulations. You've also become a devil hero. In our small team, you and Fatty are both devil heroes. Xiaohan toasted Mo Qingtong. He sincerely wished her well. Perhaps, after the chivalrous hero trial, you can go to the chivalrous tower to complete the relevant procedures and receive the chivalrous token. In the future, there are many magnificent and incredible adventures waiting for you to explore. Once a person became a devil hero, his life level would undergo earth-shaking changes. It would be an eye-opener and he would enter a new and vast platform. The sky was wide and the sea was wide. Mo Qingtong and Fatty Zhu both laughed. From the qualifiers where the elimination rate was extremely high, a total of 10,000 beautiful and enchanting women participated in the main competition. After going through 4 rounds of cruel and intense competition, countless participants went through untold hardships, but before they could fulfill their ambitions, they all fell. To be able to become a devil hero in the end, it was indeed a blessing. Now that he thought about it, he felt a lingering fear in his heart. He sighed as if it was a lifetime ago. Xiaohan, you have to fight to the death with Garen now. 3 days later, your battle will not only affect the two of you, who will become the devil hero in the end, but it will also affect many participants. This battle will determine the fate of too many people. Mo Qingtong looked at Xiaohan. Xiaohan, your battle with Garen took place in the desolate area in the center of Sunlight City. That place is filled with demonic qi, and it's said that there's a space-time gate that constantly teleports demonic soldiers and generals over. It's a dangerous place. Why don't we go there in advance and spy on Garen? This battle is very important and we can't afford any mistakes. Heh. Xiaohan smiled. This smile was a little mysterious. The demon monarch tattoo on his left arm slightly throbbed. Xiaohan thought to himself, every demonic land is my home ground. He, I have the home ground advantage in the battle with Garen. I must beat Garen to the point of no return. Hovering between life and death. Suppress him. It's okay. Let's find senior sister Huiyang first, then we can go there. Xiaohan said calmly. After the meal, the 4 of them left the restaurant and split up to search. Finally, they found Huiyang in a wasteland, on the verge of death. Fatty Zhu and Mo Qingtong both carried a lot of healing elixirs with them. Xiaohan had previously killed a large number of geniuses from the Devil Hero region and the Great Wilderness and had also dropped a lot of elixirs and elixirs. Under everyone's care, Huiyang's injuries were also stabilized. Huafan's complexion was slightly pale, making her look pitiful. She took out the jade tablet from her bosom and sent a thought into it before smiling. Junior brother Xiaohan, I've already made up my mind about your battle with Garen. I choose you to win. Xiaohan laughed involuntarily. Senior sister Hua, both you and Yunrong chose me to defeat Garen. Ha ha ha. This little brother is under a lot of pressure now. If I fail, not only will I not be able to become a hero, but I will also implicate senior sister Hua and Yunrong. Xiaohan, you won't lose. Hualan looked at Xiaohan with a serious face. Just by looking at your current attitude, you look calm and confident. I know that you have the confidence to defeat Garen. Ha ha ha. Good. I, Xiaohan, will not let everyone down. Let's go. Let's go to the demon land now. Let's enter the battlefield. Xiaofan laughed loudly. In the center of Sunshine City, in the desolate demon land, was the battlefield where Garen and Xiaofan would fight in 3 days. Garen had already completed his comprehension and cultivation. At this moment, his body was glowing with Buddha's light. His eyes were lightly closed, glittering like a flower god. His smile and frown seemed to be blessed by the gods. His aura was very powerful, like a god. Ah! Congratulations, first senior brother. The group of geniuses from the Devil Hero region were all smiling and congratulating him. 3 days later, I will fight with Xiaofan. What will you choose? Garen smiled out of this world. Of course I choose first senior brother to defeat Xiaofan. Is there a need to consider? A girl took out a jade tablet and sent her thoughts. Alright, I've chosen. Eldest senior brother will definitely kill Xiaofan in an unstoppable manner. First senior brother, let's not talk about the fact that you've achieved great mastery in your martial arts. We can't choose Xiaofan just from the standpoint of friend and foe. A short young man also took out a jade tablet and sent his thoughts to Garen. Soon, the group of geniuses from the Devil Hero region took out their jade tablets and sent their thoughts to choose Garen as the winner. However, there were also a few people who looked a little hesitant as if they couldn't decide. They stood in the distance and whispered to each other. Senior brother go, this. I heard from first senior brother that Xiaofan killed demon monarch Qinglin. Moreover, we had more than 30 people besieging him, but they were all killed by him in a thunderous way, causing us to suffer heavy losses. This kind of fierce person is rare in the world. Although Big Martial Brother is also a deity that descended from the heavens, but it is really hard to say that he will be able to defeat Xiaofan steadily. It will definitely be a bitter battle. It is really hard to make a choice. If we make the wrong choice, we will never be able to become heroes in this lifetime. What should we do? If we don't choose first senior brother, our masters will definitely regard us as traitors when they find out about this in the future. We'll be in trouble. These people were discussing with each other, showing a hint of indecisiveness. The corner of Garen's mouth twitched slightly and he sneered. Why are you guys so hesitant to choose? Do you think that I will fail miserably in the battle with Xiaofan? What a joke. Listen, the higher-ups of the Devil Hero Tower have changed the rules of the 4th round of the competition at the last minute. They want me to fight against Xiaofan so that I can completely defeat Xiaofan and become the Devil Hero with my strongest appearance. In the future, I will definitely be all-powerful, dominate the world, and create an immortal legend and meritorious deeds. Why are you still hesitating? Yes, first senior brother, we'll make our choice now. Make your choice now. Under the pressure of Garen's imposing manner, these people had no choice but to send their thoughts into the jade tablets. However, they quickly exchanged a look. At this moment, Garen's temperament seemed to have changed greatly. He was no longer as ethereal and reserved as before. Instead, he had a domineering arrogance. Upright, arrogant, and despotic. At this moment, there were already hundreds of contestants gathered outside this area. Almost all the contestants who had not died in the 4th round had gathered here. They all came to observe Garen's strength and wanted to make a choice between Garen and Xiaofan. Now, they were all criticizing Garen. Garen's imposing manner is getting stronger and stronger. It's as tall and terrifying as a divine mountain. So powerful. He's really too powerful. Yeah, look at him. His face is like jade, and his whole body seems to be covered with immortal chi. It's as if he can shrink the ground into inches or even teleport at any time. That's why we can't capture the aura of his soul. Yes, I can't lock onto Garen's real position at all. It's too ethereal. Moreover, his spiritual fluctuation seems to be able to affect my will. This person is really too powerful. What should we do? What should we choose now? Let's just choose Garen to defeat Xiaofan. Fine, fine, I'll choose Garen. I won't dwell on it anymore. Garen's temperament is too otherworldly. On the other hand, Xiaofan is the typical example of a villain who has gotten rich overnight. In the battle between the two of them, I still think more highly of Garen. When things reach an extreme, they will move in the opposite direction. This Garen is too prosperous. It's not a good thing. Xiaofan is different. Previously in the Fate game, Xiaofan experienced the Starlight Extinction calamity. Yet, he was still immortal. The road to happiness is strewn with setbacks. I choose Xiaofan. These contestants also began to make their choices. There are actually people who choose Xiaofan. Garen's face twitched slightly as he said indifferently to his junior brothers and sisters. You guys go and tell those guys to all choose me. Tell them what the most correct choice is. Today, not only do they have to choose me, Garen, but they also have to watch the battle between Garen and Xiaofan devoutly and cheer for me. If anyone dares to choose Xiaofan, not only will they not be able to become a demon hero, but I, Garen, will definitely take revenge and punish them after the battle. Quickly go and announce my will to them. Let them know that a wise man submits to circumstances. Garen's junior brothers and sisters were slightly stunned. They realized that their big senior brother Garen's personality had become very extreme. It was completely different from the previous concealing and biding his time. It was as if he had completely changed into a different person. However, they did not dare to disobey Garen at all. They all walked towards the contestants on the periphery. You guys are still hesitating in your hearts. Should you choose our big senior brother Garen or Xiaofan, that grassroot? How stupid. How can a despicable guy like him defeat our big senior brother? Listen, all of you must choose big senior brother Garen. When you become demon heroes in the future, you must also bow down to big senior brother Garen. This is to choose a side. A single mistake may cause everlasting sorrow. If anyone chooses the wrong side and chooses Xiaofan, then only death awaits them. If you go against the people of our demon hero region, the consequences will be unimaginable. One of Garen's diehard followers roared sternly, threatening many contestants to make their choice. Isn't this too domineering? So domineering? We must choose Garen. Otherwise, he will kill us. Arrogant. I won't choose Garen. Many of the contestants had developed feelings of resistance towards Garen. At this moment, boom, a powerful force rose from Garen's body into the sky. The huge aura and power made everyone present tremble. Garen slowly walked towards the crowd. When the wind blew and the water reflected the flowers, behind him, there stood an ancient Buddha shadow that was dozens of feet tall. It was shining with golden light, its eyes were slightly closed, and it was chanting Buddhist Dharma. This ancient Buddha shadow was extremely powerful. Its big hand held the sky, and its feet stepped on the land, the sea, and all living creatures. It made everyone have to kneel down and worship the Buddha devoutly. All the contestants on the other side had extremely ugly expressions. Their true acupoints and flesh seemed to be suppressed by Garen with just a thought. Everyone, do you think that it is too unreasonable of me to ask you to choose me to defeat Xiaofan? Too domineering? Garen looked around, looking down on the world. That's right, I, Garen, am domineering. I, Garen, was accompanied by immortal chi since I was born, and I have the quality to become an immortal. Now, I have mastered the ancient Buddha divine technique, and I can even pick the stars and the moon. With just a thought, no one under level 6 true chi can be my opponent. In fact, once I, Garen, open my eyes, I might even be able to kill a level 6 true chi practitioner. Who is Xiaofan? Mere aphids and ants. How can a firefly compete with the sun and the moon? This is the biggest joke in the world. The battle between me and Xiaofan in 3 days is definitely not a duel. In a duel, both sides were on equal footing, but the strength of the person in question was completely above Xiaofan. Killing him was as easy as killing an ant. How can this be called a duel? This is just a one-sided massacre by me. So that the higher-ups of the Wuxia Tower can witness my peerless glory, so that in the future, I will be heavily trained and receive a lot of resources. These contestants were dumbfounded. Moreover, Garen's aura was really too domineering, and they were almost tempted to make a choice immediately. At this moment, ha 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 ha. I was wondering who was bragging, so it's you, Garen. Ha ha ha. A sneer came from a demon forest. Everyone looked in the direction of the sound. They saw Xiaohan, Fatty Zhu, Xiao Yunrong, Huafan, and Mo Qingtong slowly walking out of a demon forest. Xiaohan's temperament was not as domineering and sharp as Garen's, nor was he as extraordinary and unrestrained as Garen's. He seemed very ordinary, with an elegant temperament, and a faint mocking smile at the corner of his mouth. Garen, are you here to create momentum? Ha ha ha. Okay, continue to talk, continue to brag, but no matter how much you brag, I will make you die in 3 days. Ha 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 ha. Xiaohan. The younger generation of the Wuxia region immediately became furious when they saw Xiaohan, pointing their halberds at him. Xiaohan. My senior brother Yun, junior sister Murong, and junior sister Qiao, did they die in your hands? A genius of the Wuxia region jumped out, pointed at Xiaohan, and asked sternly. A few days ago, a total of 32 of our junior brothers and junior sisters died in your hands. Is that right? Don't quibble. Senior brother Garen has already deduced that you are the real murderer. I quibble? Xiaohan pointed at himself innocently. When did I quibble? Yes, those idiots wanted to besiege me, so I had to fight back and crush them all to death. However, please rest assured, I acted very quickly, so that when they left, their faces were very peaceful. Sigh. Heaven is really jealous of geniuses, it makes people sigh. Bastard. He even killed those enchanting junior sisters, he even killed women. You're simply an unforgivable bastard. A young man from the Wuxia region couldn't hold back anymore. His body moved, and his body surged with true qi. He directly attacked Xiaohan with an imposing manner and murderous intent. Oh. My dear friend, are you also tired of living? Xiaohan didn't move at all. He directly grabbed with his right hand, and the starlight of extinction flashed. Xiaohan's 5 fingers were like mountains, and the strength of his body's shell went berserk. With a slight grab, it was like a magnificent army, trampling on mountains and rivers. Suddenly, he grabbed the young man's head, poof. In just a moment, the young man's head was crushed. The next moment, the young man's body cracked and shattered like jade, scattering in all directions. He died without a complete corpse. He. Who still wants to die? Come out, I will send him on his way. Xiaohan smiled slightly. The whole place was silent, and everyone kept quiet out of fear. Chapter 2:15. Xiaohan and Garen were the 2 most important contestants in this Hex Hero Selection Tournament. They were the 2 contestants who would decide the Hex Hero Selection Tournament. Garen was domineering and arrogant. Xiaohan was arrogant and had no bottom line. He killed a genius from the Hex Hero region on the spot and crushed him like he was killing a pig. His expression did not change. Xiaohan flicked his nails. I've been killing people from the Hex Hero region recently, so. Sorry. Brother Garen, you don't mind, do you? Killing people is easier? The muscles at the corner of Garen's eyes twitched wildly. The ancient Buddha shadow behind him suddenly had a ferocious expression. Streaks of demonic chi swept across. Garen almost couldn't control himself and opened his eyes. However, at this critical moment, he still showed his superior willpower. A cluster of Shera trees bloomed beside him. The demonic chi dissipated, and his voice was like the sound of nature. Good, very good. Xiaofan, you have the ability. You dare to kill people from the Hex Hero region in front of me, Garen. You are indeed a villain. Once you have power, you no longer know how to restrain and endure. People like you will die prematurely. I, Garen, will endure you for 3 days. After 3 days, I will kill you. Burn your bones and scatter your ashes. After a pause, Garen scolded the geniuses from the Hex Hero region who were angry and afraid behind him. Listen, in these 3 days, no one is allowed to provoke Xiaofan. After 3 days, I will avenge my junior brothers and junior sisters, and torture Xiaofan to death. Yes. Senior brother Garen, 3 days later, please kill this bastard. The geniuses from the Hex Hero region wailed as if they had lost their parents. Garen, everyone says that the two of us are the best among this batch of contestants. However, it is still uncertain who is the best. But after 3 days, it will be revealed. Xiaofan looked at Garen deeply, and then looked at the group of stunned contestants and smiled. Make your choice. Between me and Garen, choose one of the two and decide your fate. You only have one chance, don't make the wrong choice. After saying that, Xiaofan retreated into the lush demon forest with his companions. Roar! Garen was infuriated. He roared and the Buddha light on his body turned into demonic chi. The heavenly demon rampaged and the demonic dragon swallowed the sun. The sky turned dark and the earth turned dark. Sand and stones flew everywhere. A terrifying shadow suddenly appeared on the palm of the ancient Buddha phantom. It was ferocious and intimidating. Senior brother Garen, you? The people of the Devil Hero region were all terrified. 3 days later, I will personally kill Xiaofan in front of everyone. I'll let him be happy for now. Garen snorted coldly and turned around to leave. Not long after, the group of participants who had yet to make their choice began to discuss again. Xiaofan is too arrogant. When Garen is in the limelight, he still dared to come out and kill people. Garen was caught off guard and couldn't stop Xiaofan in time. I think, we can't choose Garen Xiaofan without any hesitation. This person is also showing off his abilities. Forget it. The more I struggle, the more I don't know how to choose. I'll choose Garen. Although Xiaofan dares to fight and fight, he doesn't have the demeanor of a master. And Garen is still enduring at this time. It means that he is very shrewd. Real masters are all shrewd. I choose Garen. Moreover, if I don't choose Garen, he will definitely take revenge on us after Garen defeats Xiaofan. Idiot. Do you think Xiaofan won't take revenge? If we choose Garen and Xiaofan kills Garen, then we will definitely be killed by Xiaofan. Did you hear Xiaofan admit that he killed dozens of geniuses from the Devil Hero region? This person's heart is darker than anyone else's and he is more ruthless than anyone else's. I choose Xiaofan. I also choose Xiaofan. This person was decisive in killing, an ambitious and ruthless character. In comparison, Garen is much inferior. His junior brother was killed in front of him but he didn't dare to stand up. He has no guts. T. You call this gutless? I think Xiaofan is the typical example of a man who only shows off his courage. He's just an ignorant man. I choose Garen. The hundreds of contestants also had their own targets between Garen and Xiaofan, and each of them made their choice. Chen Fengchen and Leng Ruyu were also evaluating and making their choice. Ruyu is still optimistic about Garen. If I had to choose, I would definitely choose Garen. Becoming a Buddha with a thought and becoming a demon with a thought. This state is based on talent and not hard work, Leng Ruyu said decisively. Ha ha ha. Chen Fengchen shook his head and laughed. I choose Xiaofan. Just now, Garen was so angry that he almost lost control of his demonic energy. In fact, Garen's current situation is very dangerous. His heart is divided into two parts. One part is a demon and the other part is a Buddha. Once the Buddha's heart is suppressed by the demon's heart, then this person will completely become a demon. At that time, he will be neither human nor demon, he will become a monster. As for Xiaofan, he shows off his abilities and kills decisively. He does whatever he wants and is not affected by Garen's aura at all. This is what I call terrifying. In the demon forest. In this demon forest, the corpses of demon soldiers and demon generals were piled up. This was the result of the hunting of the participants in the past few days. Not far away, the power of time and space was fluctuating. The door was wide open, and demon soldiers and demon generals were constantly teleported over. They were terrifying and their demonic energy was monstrous. However, these demons that were teleported over were also in a situation where they were like a group of dragons without a leader. They did not dare to take the initiative to rampage. Boss, why do I feel that this Garen's temperament is completely different from before? Before this Garen was still putting on an act, obviously showing the face of an otherworldly expert. But now, his demonic energy is dense, and his aura is terrifying. Fatty Zhu muttered. Garen's aura is more than twice as strong as before. His mental energy fluctuation is very strange. It's good and evil, sometimes good and sometimes evil. Could it be that his cultivation caused him to become a demon? Mo Qingtong said worriedly. Xiaofan, you have to be careful. Don't be careless. Just now, you killed Garen's junior brother in front of him, but he actually endured it. This shrewdness is really scary. Ha ha ha. It's nothing. I'm also making use of the time to cultivate now. Xiaofan smiled calmly and sat cross-legged. The demon monarch's palm tattoo on his left arm triggered a vortex-like crazy suction force. In an instant, the demon soldiers and demon generals' corpses in all directions were decomposed and melted, turning into rays of demonic light. All rivers run into the sea, all birds returned to their nests, and all entered Xiaofan's left arm. Fatty, Yunrong, Qingtong, senior sister Hua, you guys also cultivate in this environment full of demonic aura. Go and kill those demon soldiers and demon generals that were teleported over to temper your willpower and break through the true meridians. Xiaofan smiled slightly. Alright, Xiaofan, it seems that your cultivation method has opened a unique path. You can transform the demon corpses into your own energy. This is rare throughout the ages. Let's hunt the demon soldiers for you. Mo Qingtong raised her hand, and a demonic force field directly enveloped a group of demon generals. The light was distorted, and the void collapsed. In an instant, a group of demon corpses were killed, and they let out heart-wrenching roars. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, the demon soldiers that were killed by Mo Qingtong quickly turned into rays of colored demonic light and shot into the demon monarch's palm tattoo on Xiaofan's left arm. On the demon monarch's palm, a new demonic vein was awakened. Soon, Xiao Yunrong, Fatty Zhu, and Hui Yang also attacked brazenly and tried their best to kill the demon soldiers. All the benefits were obtained by Xiaofan. On the 29th floor of the Monster Hero Tower. Sect Master, I have already placed a large bet on junior brother Xiaofan. However, from the odds on the outskirts, there are very few people who are optimistic about junior brother Xiaofan. Garen is the favorite to win. Xiao Mingchu rubbed his hands and said to Crow. Eldest senior brother, I don't have anything valuable on me. Only this sword is valuable. Please help me bet this sword on junior brother Xiaofan. Fan Ling took out a sword from the true meridian. The sword was simple and unadorned, and it was engraved with dense ancient runes. It flashed with the ancient divine light. One sword light could freeze the 19 continents. It was no small matter. Oh. Junior brother Fong Ling, this sword of atonement is your lifeblood. Are you willing to take it out to bet? Xiao Mingchu was slightly stunned. It doesn't matter. I'm optimistic that junior brother Xiaofan will defeat Garen. Fong Ling smiled slightly. Wu Yu also took out 3 ancient books from the True Meridian and handed them to Xiao Mingchu. Mingchu, let's play too. Bet all on Xiaohan. Bet on him to win. What? The heavenly demon old man was shocked. Brother Wu, these are the heavenly dragon roar 1,000 miles brain-crushing god sound, the acupoint breaking 7 spinning finger technique, and the 9 Brahma god seal 8 dragon god fire. These 3 divine skills are all secrets. You're betting them? Isn't this too much of an investment? I'm just playing. Wu Yu smiled calmly. If Xiaohan can become a demon hero, I'll give all of these 3 divine skills to him. Brother Wu is really generous. The fat Zhu Ganglai clicked his tongue at the side. Yaoxia Pagoda. An extremely high level. Everyone, we've already placed heavy bets on the battle between Garen and Xiaohan. Hehe, after this battle, we'll definitely make a lot of money. We'll definitely make a killing. One of the old antiques beamed with joy. The other old antiques also laughed. They were all very confident. 3 days later. The central area of Sunshine City. The barren land. Boom. 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 A dense mass of demon ice stones fell from the void. Tens of thousands of demon ice stones formed a large circle, enclosing a space that was hundreds of acres in size. The mist rolled, and the light lingered. Huh? Is the battle between Xiaohan and Garen about to begin? Many contestants had their hearts in their throats as they stared at the area circled by the demon ice stones. These contestants had already made their final choice. Now, the result of the battle between Xiaohan and Garen would directly affect their future. It would decide whether they could become demon heroes or not. It was impossible for them not to be nervous. A vast divine voice descended from the sky and hovered in this area, full of vicissitudes and depth. The final round of this year's Demon Hero Preliminaries, the peak battle, has officially begun. Xiaohan of the southern region and Garen of the Demon Hero region. Xiaohan and Garen, please enter the area in the middle of the Demon Ice Stones. That's your battlefield. Demon Hero region. In the vast and fertile Yaoxia domain, a large light screen floated in the void like a mirage. Countless Yaoxia stopped in their tracks and looked at the light screen. On the light screen, a simple arena surrounded by countless demon ice stones appeared. The peak battle is about to begin. Demon Hero Pagoda. A light screen appeared on every floor of the bewitching Hero Pagoda, which transmitted the image of that area, down to the slightest detail. This was the peak battle. Everyone in the entire Demon Hero region, from the ordinary demon heroes to the higher-ups of the Demon Hero Pagoda, was watching the battle. Almost 10,000 people turned out. Everyone was watching. The atmosphere was at its peak. Garen walked down from the lotus platform, his entire body solemn and dignified, untainted by even a speck of dust. His eyes were slightly closed, and a smile was on his face. Behind him, 6 stalks of tranquil bamboo appeared, and he slowly walked towards the arena. Hundreds of flowers bloomed, and 10,000 Buddhas paid homage to him. He was like a flower god. Boom! 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 Not far away, the demonic woods, demonic mountains, demonic stones, and demonic flowers were all absorbed by Xiaohan, including the demonic soldiers and generals who were killed by Xiaohan and his companions. The corpses of the demonic beasts turned into demonic rays and were devoured by the 5-armed monarch beast's palm. Xiaohan walked out on foot. His aura was as calm as an ancient well. He walked slowly to the arena. Finally, the two of them stepped into the arena surrounded by the demon ice stones. They faced each other. Flowers will wither one day when they bloom. Stars are bright, but they will lose their light one day. Compared to these things, a person's life is just a matter of a moment. Xiaofan, today, your dirty blood will be spilled all over this arena. The doctor who will end your sins. Garen's voice was extremely ethereal. I'll torture you so badly that even your mother won't recognize you. Xiaofan licked his lips. Chapter 2:16. Xiaofan and Garen finally met in the arena. This was a battle between the strongest of the younger generation. It was also a fateful battle. Everyone was watching. Garen was indeed a genius cultivated by a group of antiques in the Wuxia region. His temperament was becoming more and more extraordinary. With his eyes closed, he looked like a god who had descended from heaven and stood out from the crowd. His fingers pinched together like an orchid, and behind him, an ancient Buddha phantom that was dozens of feet tall appeared. Its eyes were closed, and it seemed to be bemoaning the state of the universe and pitying the fate of mankind. It slowly raised its right palm and pressed down slightly. The void froze and imprisoned, suppressing all evil and evil, crushing a part of the world. Garen's body was covered in Buddha's light. The space around him was constantly blooming. The bamboo of tranquility, the Bodhi tree, the Shura tree, and the holy lotus. His aura had reached its peak. Circles of misty halos appeared on the surface of his body. He was like a saint and a god who was respected and worshipped by thousands of people. His aura was unparalleled. He was the most outstanding. Xiaofan stared at Garen without a ripple in his eyes, laughing coldly. Garen's head moved slightly. He looked around. Although his eyes were not open, it was as if he was using his mind's eye to see through the hearts of every contestant present and see through everyone's inner secrets. Everyone was horrified. In front of Garen, they felt as if their clothes were not enough to cover their bodies. Everyone here, some of you have chosen me, Garen, and some of you have chosen Xiaofan. Garen spoke with fervor and assurance, his aura was calm, and his tone was high and mighty, as if he had everything under control, like an imperial envoy reading an imperial edict to a group of natives. I, Garen, have reached the perfect state of Buddhism. All laws are empty. Those who believe in me, Garen, will have a prosperous fate. It is equivalent to forsaking darkness for light. Those who believe in me, Garen, will have a prosperous family and live a carefree life. Gradually, Garen's words turned into a chant. The ancient Buddha shadow behind him also opened its mouth wide and started chanting. The sound grew louder and louder, majestic, torrential, toppling mountains and overturning seas, shocking the ages. Within the space, there was a rumbling echo. All of a sudden, these sounds turned into a golden river, rushing back and forth, scouring and pouring down. His chanting was so loud that the only thing left in the ears and minds of the contestants was Garen's majestic figure, his ethereal aura, and his voice that was like a flood. Everyone couldn't help but put their palms together and worship Garen. Their minds were swaying, and they couldn't control themselves. Chen Passing Wind and Leng Ruyu, as well as the veteran heroes, all had serious expressions on their faces. This Garen's Buddhist technique is indeed mysterious. It can actually induce people's faith through their souls and collect the power of will. Of course, Garen's level is too low, so it's not enough for him to seize the willpower of all living beings. He can only create a kind of momentum in a small area, but even so, it's still no small matter. Wuxia region. Countless chivalrous heroes who were watching the battle were attracted by Garen's demeanor, giving him a thumbs up and praising him. Wuxia Tower. Many of Garen's masters were also very satisfied now, laughing continuously. Garen's performance was enough to make them look good. In comparison, up until now, Xiaofan's limelight had been completely overshadowed by Garen. He was dim, and it was difficult to compete with him. At the highest level of the Wuxia tower, waves of spiritual storms rolled, divine lights surged, and mist rolled. "This is Garen, right?" A faint voice sounded. Just this voice alone was enough to shatter the void. If it was slightly louder, it would definitely cause the wind and clouds to change, and a catastrophe would occur in all directions. This was an almost invincible voice. But no physical form could be seen. It was just a few spiritual storms communicating with each other. It was very strange. The aura of these spiritual storms was simply like the great ancient gods and immortals, shocking the ages and destroying the 9 continents. Moreover, the aura of these spiritual storms was high above, and it did not show any human emotions. At every moment, it revealed the combination of the heavenly axiom, rewarding the good and punishing the evil, and enforcing justice on behalf of the heavens. All kinds of rules were set by one hand and controlled by another. Garen, this young man is not bad. He is only at level 5 true Qi, but he can already collect the wishes of all living beings. He has performed the ancient Buddha country's divine power to perfection. However, the aura on his body seems to have turned into a demon. He can create Buddha and demon with a single thought, and if he loses control, he will go berserk. Let's see how the other young man, Xiaofan, will deal with it. This young man, Xiaofan, is also an anomaly. He actually hunted down the evil demon emperor Qing Lin alone. Although the demon emperor was injured, and his combat power was less than 50%, he was still not someone that these young people could kill. But Xiaofan did it, and forced us to change the rules of the 4th round. What a rare weirdo. This young man, Xiaofan, has traces of the demon clan on him, and has obtained many secrets of the demon clan. This kind of person, after becoming a chivalrous hero, may establish immortal achievements, but also may go astray and be doomed eternally. This Xiaofan, we need to carefully test and consider in the future. But it seems like there is no problem now, he is still a human. It doesn't matter. This Xiaofan is indeed a prodigy. Let him grow, let him participate in more demon clan hunting operations, and test his temperament. Once he falls, just kill him directly. This is not a problem. Yes, in the history of our human race, there have been many traitors. There were also some chivalrous heroes who were tempted by the demon clan and became a demon Dao, but they all ended tragically, and did not have a good ending. This Xiaofan, if he is not disloyal, we can train him well, but if he is half-hearted, then we can kill him with a flick of our fingers. To the entire human race, he is not a big threat. Alright, continue to watch the battle. The battle between these two young fellows is also very interesting. It has been many years since we have watched this kind of small game. In the arena. Xiaofan. Garen shouted at Xiaofan with the voice of the adjudicator. The morning bell and the evening drum. Your state of mind is very inferior. You are a small character who has achieved success, and you use force to crush others. You do not let the weak go, and bully the weak, and have committed many inhumane killings. You have violated the rules of the heavens, and now, I, Garen, will punish you. As Garen said this, in the void, there was a dense sound of resonance, roaring at Xiaofan, attacking Xiaofan's soul, trying to make Xiaofan kneel down and repent, subduing him without a fight. Ha 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 ha. Suddenly, Xiaofan laughed loudly, and his roar shook the sky, like a dragon's roar. This sound was condensed from the power of Xiaofan's entire body, and it suddenly exploded, like a raging river, crashing against the shore, stirring up thousands of layers of waves, like millions of volcanoes erupting. As a result, as he laughed, Garen's voice and the aura he was using suddenly weakened and weakened a lot. The contestants who had been tempted by Garen and were almost praying devoutly were also awakened by Xiaofan's howl. Their ears were ringing, but their minds had returned to normal. They were secretly surprised and looked at Xiaofan. Garen, I did not say a word, and let you use your aura. Do you really think you are invincible? I think you are hopelessly stupid. You keep saying that you want to enforce justice on behalf of the heavens, and talk about the rules of the heavens in front of me. You are just an ant at level 5 true chi, and you know the heavens too? You know the rules too? You are really shameless and reckless. I, Xiaofan, have roamed the world for the past few years, killing demons and killing people, fearless, courageous, and undefeatable. I have experienced countless life and death situations. How can you, Garen, compare to me? When I killed Demon Emperor Qinglin, I didn't even know where you were hiding and counting the stars. How dare an arrogant idiot like you compare to me, Xiaofan? You must have cultivated some kind of peerless divine technique, but what ability do you have to control this divine technique? You are only at level 5 true chi, you are trash. Even if you obtained the celestial art, with your current realm, you will not be able to unleash even a billionth of its power. Today, if I, Xiaofan, want you to die, you will die. I don't care what you have cultivated, I will kill you all. Xiaofan's words were as resounding as a large bell, and everyone heard them clearly. Everyone was shocked. Demon Emperor Qinglin was killed by Xiaofan. Oh my god! Demon Emperor Qinglin was killed by Xiaofan. This was too shocking. Nothing could be more shocking. Everyone was dumbfounded as they stared at Xiaofan as if they were petrified. Everyone knew that even the injured Demon Emperor Qinglin was not someone that this group of contestants could kill. One wrong move and they would be wiped out. Although Garen was powerful and almost invincible, he would most likely die if he were to face Demon Emperor Qinglin. Only those with a ranking on the chivalrous ranking were qualified to kill Demon Emperor Qinglin, and they might have to form a team. Now, Xiaofan actually admitted that he was the one who killed Demon Emperor Qinglin. This was completely like a stone that caused 1,000 ripples. All of a sudden, all the momentum and desire that Garen had created were exposed by Xiaofan's words. There was nothing left. Many of the contestants who chose Garen now felt as if they had bitten their gallbladder. In the chivalrous domain, countless chivalrous heroes were silent when they heard Xiaofan say this. Including Crow and the others in the chivalrous tower, they couldn't accept this fact and were all dumbfounded. Die. Garen's expression suddenly changed and became extremely ugly. Xiaofan, you're so cunning. You lied and claimed that you killed Demon Emperor Qinglin in an attempt to destroy my will. How childish. My Buddha's heart is full, how can I be deceived by you? Die. Boom! Garen's body was shrouded in Buddha's light and the ancient Buddha shadow behind him suddenly reached out its right hand and grabbed at Xiaofan. This grab destroyed the space, froze the air, and cracked the earth. The Buddha's light surged and delivered all living beings from suffering. It was upright and had a clear conscience. It was as if the giant Buddha from the ancient Buddhist kingdom had been resurrected and was explaining the Dharma to all living beings to subdue demons and demons. Xiaofan, die for this seat. The Dharma is unparalleled, the Buddha's light appears, the Buddha will destroy the mountains and rivers. Garen chanted and completely used the ultimate killing technique. I've said it before, your realm is too low and you can't unleash much combat power. The corner of Xiaofan's mouth twitched slightly. Chapter 217. Garen was slapped to the ground by Xiaofan. It was extremely tragic. Moreover, this was something completely unexpected. Garen was born to be a supreme. Moreover, he had been cultivating in seclusion for the past few days to understand the Dharma. It was almost a great success. Once he realized it, all the laws were gone. May Chinese network he came out of seclusion in the most powerful and domineering manner. He swore to kill Xiaofan in a dignified manner to enforce justice on behalf of the heavens. Garen stood on the ring, accumulating his aura. He reached a terrifying state where flowers were falling from the sky, golden lotuses sprouting from the ground, the 4 seasons withering, and the universe in his palm. He spoke the truth and enforced justice on behalf of the heavens. On the contrary, Xiaofan was very low-key and restrained his aura. On the surface, it was not a problem for Garen to completely defeat Xiaofan. However, the result of the battle instantly turned into a nightmare. One slap to the ground. There were no unnecessary movements. This was a crushing defeat. A complete destruction and suppression of absolute power. All the contestants on the spot were stunned, including Xiaohan's companions and those who had chosen Xiaofan to win. They could not believe their eyes. In the chivalrous region, countless chivalrous watched the battle through the images sent back by the magic eye stone. It was thrilling. The 29th floor of the chivalrous tower. Kakik, Xiao Mingchu's throat emitted an owl-like sound. He stared at the image on the screen. His vocal cords seemed to have been cut off, and he couldn't say a single word. Dark Dragon and the Sky Demon Old Man, whose hearts had not stirred for a long time, were now surging. Good. Xiaofan. Dark Dragon was almost unable to control himself. His combat power has improved so much. Good. Very good. The highest floor of the chivalrous tower. Garen's masters. Dead silence. On this floor. There was dead silence. Like a ghost in a grave. After a long time, what's going on? What's going on? Garen was actually defeated in one move. This Xiaofan actually used the demon clan's methods. Like breaking dry weeds and smashing rotten wood, directly defeating Garen. Presumptuous. Really presumptuous. Garen is an unparalleled prodigy that we have carefully selected. He has been nurtured by us since he was young and we have spent a large amount of resources on him. Why? Why can't he defeat a nameless grassroots youth? This was unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Garen. You evil creature. Ever since he was young, he had been conceited and looked down on everyone. Mud can't help a wall. We were all blind. Choosing you as his successor. Now, we will become the laughingstock of the entire Yaoxia Pagoda and even the entire Yaoxia domain. Before this year's Hex tryouts, we had been boasting and proclaiming how extraordinary Garen was, like a god descending to earth, like he had the help of God. But, he was defeated in just one face-to-face encounter. This is a slap to our faces. Shame. What a shame. Utter humiliation. Difficult to wash away. We will never be able to lift our heads again. Live with your tail between your legs. These old fogies. All of them went crazy. Right at this moment, wait. Look. Garen had demonized. He had actually comprehended the other side of Buddha. One thought to become a demon, one thought to become a Buddha. After demonization, Garen's attack power will skyrocket crazily. So, there is suspense in this battle. He has completely turned into a devil. Garen opened his eyes and the devil chi in his body went berserk. He could no longer control it. He has completely fallen into a devil's path and turned into a mad devil, bringing about a catastrophe. What should we do? Now, it is not a problem for Garen to kill Xiaofan. But from now on, he will be useless. Once he becomes a demon, everyone has the right to kill him. We can't care so much. Let's kill Xiaofan first and make Garen a Hex hero. After that, we will use up all the precious medicine to help Garen eliminate the demonic aura. Good, good. We've finally managed to save some face. We won't lose all our reputation. Even if Garen is sacrificed for this, it is worth it. Yes, it is not a waste of our training. In the arena, Garen finally opened his eyes that had never been opened since he was born. Boom! All of a sudden, it was like the beginning of chaos, and Garen's eyes were like the only light when the universe was born. illuminated everything. Engulfed everything. Densely packed lines of latitude and longitude crisscrossed, rivers ran on the ground, the sun and the moon crossed the sky. Garen's eyes swept across 3,000 worlds, suppressed the universe, condensed the sun and moon, crushed the ages, destroyed the 9 continents, and surged forward. Countless spaces were filled with the sound of glass shattering. Garen's eyes were dignified, cutting through everything, sweeping through everything, shattering everything. The contestants who were watching the battle from all directions were shocked by this violent and invincible aura. They fled in all directions, unable to breathe under the pressure. A group of experienced Hex heroes appeared. They released their true chi one after another, protecting each contestant so that they would not be destroyed by Garen's eyes. Sand and pebbles flew everywhere. The sun and moon lost their light. And Xiaofan, who was standing opposite Garen, was as steady as a rock. He did not move an inch, and his state of mind was getting calmer. Boom! 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 Demonic aura continuously exploded from Garen's body. His fair face was deeply affected by the demonic aura, becoming ferocious and terrifying. His body also began to grow, inch by inch. On his forehead, a black horn sprang out, and the demonic aura was monstrous. Pft! Pft! 2 black wings suddenly emerged from Garen's armpits. In an instant, Garen's body straightened, reaching more than 30 feet tall. The horn on his forehead was a foot long, and he had black wings like a bat. He had 3 heads and 6 arms, and his face was green with fangs. When he opened his mouth, endless demonic aura spewed out, destroying everything and withering the air. He pointed at the sky and stomped on the ground. His giant palms held up the sky, and the sky shook. His body moved slightly, and there was a gas explosion. Black mushroom clouds, like the 3 disasters and 9 disasters, swept everywhere. If it was not for the group of experienced Hex heroes appearing in time to protect the contestants, people would have been in an abyss of misery. Demonized. Garen, this person, has completely demonized. Gone astray. He has fallen into the devil's path. A veteran Hex hero howled. Evil creature. How dare you demonize so easily? With your realm, you can't control the demonic aura at all, and you will become a murderous demon. What should we do? Should we stop the battle between Xiaofan and Garen now? If this goes on, Xiaofan will definitely die in the hands of this demon, and not even his bones will be left. Xiaofan is a peerless genius, the future hope of our human race. We can't let him die in the hands of a demon. Absolutely not. Kill Garen. Subdue the demon. Eliminate the evil. Completely wipe them out. Wait. The higher-ups are watching this battle. If they wanted to stop it, they would have already done so. However, they don't seem to want to stop it. Let's wait. Why don't we get Xiaofan out first? Don't let Xiaofan get hurt. Wait, don't act rashly. Look, Xiaofan is acting like nothing happened. This state of mind. This old man really admires Xiaofan. At this moment, Xiaofan was almost unaffected by the demonic aura. His whole body was surging with the confidence of winning, rolling like the tide. His state of mind was like the sun shining down, and the sky was clear. Pft! Pft! At this moment, inside Xiaofan's body, the sound of his acupoints bursting could be heard continuously. The 34th, 35th, 36th, these 3 acupoints were bursting like a hot knife through butter under such a terrible environment. It was unbelievable that Xiaofan could cultivate his true chi and burst his acupoints under the pressure of Garen's demonization. Bang! 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 Garen burst out the demonic aura of a dragon. Within 100 miles, the ground cracked, the sky shattered, and the earth was forcefully pulled up, floating in the void. Pft! Garen spat out a mouthful of demonic aura, blowing all the giant rocks into dust. Xiaofan released the indestructible golden body. Endless destructive starlight surged, and his whole body shone brightly. The mist was misty, and the divine light was burning, resisting the demonic aura. However, his aura was getting weaker and weaker, like a candle in the wind, on the verge of collapse. Boom! Behind Garen, the 10,000 demonic dragons exploded at the same time, turning into a 10-acre large demonic head, crying piteously, wanting to eat people, wanting to destroy the world. In this demonic head, an evil voice rumbled. Xiaofan. You actually forced me to become a demon. I, Garen, have the quality to become an immortal, but you forced me to become a demon. Die. I can no longer control the demonic aura. My soul is about to be sacrificed to the great demon god, but before that, I want to kill you. You have blasphemed my will, Garen, and deserve to die 10,000 times. You will fall into the demonic flame prison, and suffer for eternity. Tremble, you lowly aphid. Mortal. Demon Hero Tower. On the 29th floor. This is bad. Garen has become a demon. Now, his attack power has skyrocketed by God knows how many times. Moreover, that demonic aura is too evil, and it can't be dissolved by pure strength. Junior brother Xiaofan is in danger. Xiao Mingchu screamed. Sect Master, quickly think of a way to let the higher-ups make a decision, and immediately stop this battle. The invigilator at the scene made his move to kill the demon Garen. Otherwise, junior brother Xiaofan will be in a desperate situation. Wait. Wait a little longer. Although Xiaofan's breath has been suppressed to the lowest point, not only has his faith not been destroyed, but it is also getting stronger. He seems to have a way to kill Garen. Wu Mu's face was serious. Demon Hero Tower, on the highest floor. Garen's masters. It's over, Garen is completely finished. I didn't expect him to be so deeply demonized. He can't extricate himself. He has completely fallen into the demonic path. Now, unless it's an immortal, otherwise, no one can wash away the demonic aura in his body and soul. Garen is finished. However, the deeper the demonization, the stronger the power. Garen, this child, will definitely die, and he will be killed by many invigilators. However, from the current situation, no one is going to stop the battle between Garen and Xiaofan yet. It's very likely that Garen will directly kill Xiaofan before his last bit of consciousness is extinguished. It's considered a mutual destruction, a mutual destruction. That's for the best. In this case, Garen and Xiaofan will both die, and all the remaining contestants in this fourth stage will become demon heroes. We and dozens of disciples can break out of the encirclement and become demon heroes, which will help us regain some of our reputation. Good. Garen. Your life is coming to an end. Kill Xiaofan. This is your destiny. On the arena. However, at this critical moment, the tattoo on Xiaofan's left biscuit monarch's palm suddenly burned. Endless demonic light soared into the sky. All the demonic energy in the 43,000 demon veins on the demon monarch's palm was instantly sucked out. A bright demonic light flashed on Xiaofan's left hand, and a blood moon scimitar appeared in his hand. This scimitar was curved like the moon, releasing a beautiful, graceful, and pure demonic light. The body of the scimitar was engraved with countless ancient demon runes and talismans, describing the demon race's civilization. The demon fire was burning. There was also an extremely evil eyeball embedded on the scimitar. Demonic chi soared into the sky, devouring the heaven and earth. With a slight blink of this eyeball, all space, time, light, air, life aura, and even demonic chi were all devoured. A demonic chi vortex formed on top of Xiaofan's head, shattering the void. The pious chanting of the ancient demon race could be faintly heard. Between heaven and earth, all the living beings were terrified, and their blood turned cold. Xiaofan held the demonic saber in his left hand, and his body was bathed in the demonic fire. The demonic light was like the sea, and the demonic song was like the tide. Strolling leisurely towards the demonized Garen, he was calm and relaxed. With your small physique and a small realm, even if you demonize, how strong can you be? If the demonic chi is too strong, your body won't be able to withstand it and will explode. This slash of mine contains the power of 43,000 demon veins, which is equivalent to half of Qing Lin Demon Monarch's attack power at his peak. I can't kill you with one slash. Ha ha ha. I don't care if you are a human, a demon, or an immortal. Today, you will die in my hands. If you are a human, I will kill you. If you are a demon, I will slay a demon. If you are an immortal, I will kill an immortal. What? The experienced demon warriors were all dumbfounded. Is the world-ending demonic saber? How did Xiaofan get his hands on it? This demonic saber has killed countless young demon warriors. It is the trump card that Qing Lin Demon Monarch used to dominate the world. The natal demonic technique was actually obtained by Xiaofan. Poof! A demonic and beautiful saber radiance flashed out from Xiaofan's hand. This slash was poignant, beautiful, sorrowful, desperate, and heartbreaking. It was a beauty that surpassed any secular world. Its speed was a few hundred times faster than the speed of sound. Wherever the saber radiance passed, the world was in chaos. Not even a blade of grass could be seen. Everything was sucked out and turned into nothingness. The airflow was chaotic and collapsed. Traces of withering could be seen everywhere. To be continued. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.